high school football on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Beamer's Glass, Dealer Orthodontics, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school football on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Very good evening, and thank you for joining us here at Snowflake High School, where you got the number 17 in the most recent poll rankings, we'll call them. This number 17 Snowflake Lobos hosting the number 14 MARCOS to NIZA Padres. As I'm Derek Palmer alongside Mike Granillo, and a big game for both teams. Both sides having a little bit of a difficult moment with its strength of schedule, and they got the national anthem that's about to start, so we will come back and talk later. We're getting ready for Snowflake at MARCOS to NIZA on Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the number one truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Who sells the number one truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Okay, now we are back. Number 17, Snowflake. Number 14, MARCOS to NIZA, coming up here up the mountain. And as we were just about to talk, Derek Palmer, Mike Granillo, the big game for both sides who have been struggling with strength of schedule. 2 ball games in 2 weeks here that could very well determine how Snowflake's season and playoff is going to go, as they got the number 10 East mark. Similarly, MARCOS to NIZA's got 1 game left with Post and Butte. Both sides really need to get all the power points as possible, but is that weighing even more heavily than just trying to get a win?
Unfortunately, it is, but that's how you're going to get most points is by getting the win. Both these teams need to win out to set themselves up for some good seeding in the 4A playoffs, but I think it's even more important for Snowflake because they do have that matchup with Eastmark. They can afford to lose one of those games, but probably not both, and so this game is a big contest, and it's going to be, can the Snowflake offense get going against this tough MARCOS to NIZA defense?
Let's segue right into the Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car or just need a key made any day of the week or night of the week for that matter, you should go to one of 3 Ace Hardware locations in Pine Top, Overgard, and Sholo. You mentioned whether or not the Snowflake offense is going to be able to stick with this MARCOS to NIZA offense. A couple of numbers for you. Got 2 losses, one of them against Yuma Catholic. Dropped that one 56-28. A couple of other names that the Lobos might be familiar with. Fountain Hills, Marcos won that game 58-24 and beat Apache Junction 51-37. An awful lot of points coming from both sides on both the winning and losing sides. But the one that really jumps out to me is giving up 37 points to Apache Junction.
Yeah, and the Fountain Hills game, they gave up 20-something points to Fountain Hills, and that's not so good, especially when you're playing down in division. So, the defense, Snowflake might have an opportunity to get their offense going, and this could very well be a shootout, as you said, Derek, with both offenses trying to get going. And, of course, the big key always comes down to the line of scrimmage. Can the run game get going for Snowflake to set up the pass? And can they move the ball consistently? That's one of the best ways to stop a high-powered offense is time of possession. So can you keep the ball, get sustained drives, and keep that offense, the Marcos de Niza offense, off the field?
Interestingly, Tegan Melendez, Marcos' quarterback, just 87 yards per game, 6 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. So this is a Padre offense that really likes to keep it and get it on the ground. Kenyon Brewer, 58 yards per game. Brayson Leon, 74 yards per game. Lorenzo Alexander, 76 yards per game. Antoine Anderson, 52 yards per game. Usually when you see those big numbers from the scoring team, they're usually throwing it around anymore. But
offense, yeah.
These guys really like to keep it on the ground. What does that indicate to you, if anything, that Snowflake's going to need to do defensively?
Well, again, they're going to have to control the line of scrimmage. Marcos de Niza, as most city teams do when they come to the mountains, are going to have bigger bodies up front. And so they're going to have to do a great job of being disciplined, staying in their assignments, and allow their linebackers to come in and fill to the ball carrier. That's going to be huge tonight, I believe, for Snowflake's defense in order to stop the vaunted running game of Marcos de Niza.
All right, those are the Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car or just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, got 3 locations for Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overguard, and Show Low. You might have overheard as we were talking that Jet McCrae is one of the Snowflake captains that is going to midfield right now for the coin toss. He was back last week in a limited role. Expected to see many more snaps. Hold it. But on the defensive side, they're going to put him back at safety. I don't know if that's necessarily because they're still trying to get him healthy and whole, or if because Carter Rabin and Kenton Turley have been running the ball so well.
Right.
But it's good to see him back, as the Lobos are pretty banged up. Still playing without Aiden Kaur. Jones is out. He tore up his knee pretty bad. And waiting to see if Olberg is going to be available.
Yeah, and you got to have as many athletes as you can on the field. Marcos de Niza are going to probably play almost a full 11 guys, offense and defense. And so Snowflake's going to have a few more guys that go both ways. So every athlete matters. It looks like Snowflake's going to get the ball the second half. Marcos de Niza the first half.
So I believe, if I understood that correctly, Marcos won the toss and elected to receive.
Take the ball, yeah.
That's what I understood.
When you're a high-powered offense, that's what you do. You put your offense out on the field.
Snowflake is wearing nifty slate uniforms.
I like them.
Got blue hats and white numbers. On the other side of it, Marcos wearing yellow hats, white on white with brown numbers. So both sides looking sharp.
Yeah.
And Snowflake, as we've been talking about an awful lot over the last 2 years, playing up in the 4A conference because of the success that it had at the 3A level. An interesting matchup, because when I tell people that Snowflake is being matched up against Marcos down south where I live, it's usually a pretty big shock, because nobody appreciates that Marcos' numbers have dwindled to the point where it's only 4A.
Right.
So this is really unique in a variety of factors, demonstrating how the game has changed in the state of Arizona and how the demographics have changed as well. As Marcos trotting out for the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. You will pay the lowest tuition in the state. As Sam Brown's going to tee it up at the 40. Back to receive for Marcos. DJ Drew is on the far hash, and Jamari Johnson is closer to us. They got a lot of playmakers at a variety of positions, primarily in the backfield, and both of those representing as much. As there's a low kick that's going to come over. Johnson takes a high hop. He catches it at the face mask, then shovels it back over to Drew, who's trying to outrun a couple of defenders, but the Lobos are there in pursuit. Lerma is there to eventually bring him down, and it's poor field position for Marcos de Niza to start at its own 15.
Well, great film room job there by the Lobos. Turley, the first man there, was not fooled by the shenanigans there on that first play. They knew where that ball was going the whole way to DJ Drew. And so Snowflake getting some early momentum there on a good defensive play on special teams.
I don't usually see Brown go with the low liner squibber.
Yeah, I was surprised by that kick as well.
And I think it was because they were anticipating that reverse, and that awkward hop might have disrupted everything. As here into the backfield for the first time is Lorenzo Alexander. He averages 76 yards. Got 3 receivers going to the right. Melendez from the shotgun, works from the pistol, tosses it back as trying to get some room on the outside.
Boy.
Now bouncing that one and all the way to the far sideline at the 30, 40, and pushed out of bounds near midfield. But that was one of the things that Coach Solomon addressed with us before the ball game, is if the Lobos are not able to remain disciplined and contain, these guys got playmakers, and they're going to be able to get big yards and chunks.
Well, the crazy thing is, I was about to say, great job by the Lobos. The defensive end did contain, forced the runner back inside, but then he got a secondary break to the outside. There was nobody there to fill, and that's what allowed the big gain right there.
Comfort Fit Dentures first down moves it out to the Marcos de NIZA 40 after the 25-yard gain by Alexander. So that negates any of those field position advantages. Is now a high snap brought down. Handoff goes to Alexander. Bounces off of a man in the backfield. Trying to come to the left side this time. And is able to turn it upfield to the 42. Picks up 2. And is eventually brought down by Gunnar Greer.
Well, a lot of shiftiness by Alexander, but it all amounted to nothing. I'm very surprised, though, that Snowflake, knowing what Marcos de NIZA is trying to do here, only going with the 3-4. I thought they might put 8 guys in the box. We do know McCray can fill pretty hard, and he's going to need to, but I'm not sure those 3 guys up front are going to be able to do what they need to do to stop this run game for Snowflake.
Marcos going without a huddle, not necessarily with tempo, but denying Snowflake an opportunity to run anybody off the sideline. As they got the same formation with trips fanned out to the right. Alexander, another high snap. This time is going to be caught in the backfield and spun down for a loss.
Well, I guess that answered the question right there. As Andrew Bentley came through, shed his blocker, and came through. Now, I do think the high snap helped him a little bit because that delayed the handoff and allowed Bentley to get in there. He did a great job of coming through from the linebacker position. Good read on that one as we see the replay there on italk1067.com.
Melendez now in a passing situation for the first time. 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter of the first possession. He's been saddled with high snaps. That
I think this is an opportunity for Snowflake right here.
They got 3 down linemen now, a little bit of pressure shown. As a snap is had, Melendez winds up and throws. This one, it's deflected and nearly intercepted. Looking for Michael Turner, but instead it was thrown a little bit behind him, and it's going to be 4th and long, and it seems as if the punting unit is coming out for the Padres.
Not a bad pass, really. I thought the receiver maybe just short-armed a little bit, but Snowflake went to sleep. Their secondary, that ball was up in the air for a long time, but they had given up on the play because they assumed that he would be tackled or whatever, but they really had an opportunity there to pick that off and make something happen.
Riker Brimhall and Peyton Papa are back to receive for Snowflake.
I wonder if the cold weather affected the receiver's hands a bit there.
DJ Drew, the punter, has lots of time as he sets this one up. It's a high hanger, a little bit short as it takes a bounce straight up into the air, and then a little bit of a Marcos de NIZA roll to the 25, and that is where the Lobos are going to begin their first possession, having had a big win last week against Poston Butte. Prior to that, at home against Seton Catholic, but had a little bit of a difficult time on that side of the football, on the defensive side, with the option that Poston Butte was running. The offense was clicking, and right now the anxious feeling from the Lobos side is to see whether Marcos can handle a little bit of physical play.
And they won the first battle. The fact that they were able to get Marcos de NIZA 3 and out, that's a pretty good job by the defensive unit.
Split backs on either side of Bryant. He's got 2 receivers going off to the left as he takes a snap, fakes a handoff, looking to throw this one. Behind his intended man was Tidwell, and it was, again, nearly taken away after it was deflected. But it was hanging out there as Jamari Johnson was the player that was going in stride with Tidwell, but Bryant flirting with fire.
Well, and it looks like Snowflake going to want to throw this ball around. We'll see if Marcos de NIZA can stay with the speed of Snowflake on the outside.
Receivers this time on either side, likewise in the backfield. As this time the handoff goes, Rabin comes to the near side as he's got a blocker in front of him as he crosses over the 35-40 and brought down with a high tackle at midfield. 26-yard gain after Alexander's able to catch him, and a Comfort Fit Denture first down as Snowflake goes into Marcos territory.
Boy, you know, most guys, when you're that close to the sideline, they're going to just push you out. But Alexander going for the message tackle right there.
Same formation with Rabin and Turley in the backfield. And again going with Rabin as this time spun down after he's able to gain 2 yards. Alexander again with the tackle.
You can always tell the guy that missed the block because he's the one who always goes over and picks up the running back, gives a hand to the running back. He's like, oops, sorry, guys, I missed that one. And just, you know, great job by the defensive end for Marcos NIZA getting around that block and plugging up that hole. We saw, you know, surprise Snowflake went right back to the exact same play. I know it had a big hole, but Marcos NIZA is going to make an adjustment to that.
Rabin now with 28 yards on 2 carries. Still with a receiver on either side and split backs in the backfield. This time go with Turley as he goes from the right to the left side. Now he's in the open field at the 30. Foot race at the 20. Trying to fan out to the far hash. And then loses the football as it's going to be picked up in the end zone and recovered by Marcos.
I tell you what, Alexander was in tight coverage. He was on the line of scrimmage here on this far side, on our near sideline, and he ran the ball carrier down all the way. You know, receivers didn't stay engaged with the block. That allowed Alexander to go all the way to the far side, get the would-be ball carrier, and cause the fumble.
Davin Dixon with the recovery after a 42-yard run from Turley, but he got a touchback after they were eventually able to coerce Dixon to stay in the end zone. It looked like he wanted to bring that out.
He did want to bring it out, but I think Alexander, again, heady on the spot right there, was yelling at him, get down, get down. So that's a huge missed opportunity for Snowflake and a big lesson for Turley.
Kenyon Brewer is now operating as the running back, standing on the left of Melendez, who's 0 for 1. Got another seeming passing formation here with the Padres.
It's too bad we don't have instant replay in high school. That ball was very close to having already crossed the plane. As I'm replaying it in my mind, but
he got him.
It was close.
The officials right now.
That ball landed in the end zone.
I think it looked like he was able to separate the football from Turley at about the 2 or 3 yard line.
Special thanks to tonight's this year's team sponsor, Madison Enterprises. As well as our cheer team sponsor.
I don't know what they're trying to figure out here, but
well, here you can see the replay as he's able to knock it away from him right around the 3.
Yep.
All right, so after they are able to get everybody squared away, here come the Padres after forcing the turnover at the goal line. Man coming in motion, try to start a little bit of a sweep as Castro runs from the right to the left and able to get to the 23, but as he runs around Turner, there's a flag that comes out, and this might be a hold.
Yeah, it sure looked like a holding on the outside as, let me get the linebacker, Ethan Christensen had an opportunity to take down Castro, but couldn't get out of the grasp of that lineman. So
first penalty flag is going to push Marcos back. First possession started on the 15, but then a 25-yard run was able to run it out to the 40. The Lobos able to hold strong after the next 3 plays to force a punt, and it looked like they were about to get pay dirt. But here's Marcos trying to make good after the game's first turnover. 8:53 to go in the first quarter. There's no score, but now 1st and 20 from the 10. 3 receivers this time going out wide right. Handoff is instead going to Brewer as he bounces it to the near side, slips through one tackler, and then is pushed out of bounds after a tough gain of 3.
Snowflake employing a little bit of bend but do not break as they're kind of getting beat right at the line of scrimmage, but that secondary pursuit is doing a great job of flying to the ball, not allowing Padre running backs to get a good head of steam. They get past that first initial attack, but then not much afterwards.
Still going with just 3 down linemen. This time with the 2 receivers on either side in the pistol formation with Brewer. A little bit of pressure being shown as Melendez wants to throw to the far side. This time circling underneath that one and catching that one is DJ Drew, but it's going to be for another short gain, maybe 3. Still behind the chains after the first down hold, make it 3rd down and 12.
And you can see Melendez does not have a tremendous arm. That ball took a long time to get to the outside. He threw it a good spot where only Drew could get it, but they gave the Snowflake defender's chance to get there and make the immediate tackle. So now they put him in another long third down situation. Snowflake has an opportunity here. They went with the blitz last time. We'll see if they bring it again.
Last time on 3rd and long, they were looking at number 88, Turner. He's going to set up in the middle of a trips formation. It's coming to the left, still with the pistol in the backfield with Brewer. As Melendez takes the shotgun snap, comes up in the pocket after he's pressured. You got a couple of players circling around him. Hall was able to force him into the waiting arms of who?
And Snowflake, I think, got away with a defensive holding there as McCray and number 88 that you talked about kind of ran into each other, and that did not allow 88 to come free. And I think that's what kind of a coverage sack there for the Lobos.
So the Lobos potentially getting away with one.
Yeah.
In a couple of senses of the phrase, is now back to kick this one is Drew. He's got receivers potentially waiting just in Snowflake territory on either hash. And the Lobos, high snap. He's able to come back and get that one. Now a little bit of pressure. He kicks that one away, but it's very short. Taken by Papa, who fumbles it, but falls on it at the 38. So the Lobos basically just give up 34 yards of field position after what looked like was going to be a Turley touchdown run. Snowflake takes over with 7 minutes and 1 second to go. No score in the first quarter.
I'll tell you, neither team playing very crisp. You know, we're well into the season now, and fatigue starts to set in, but mentally you got to be a little sharper at this, especially with the stakes for both these teams. But a little bit of sloppiness here in the early going.
Stakes are, again, 17th ranked Lobos playing the 14th ranked Padres. Both sides trying to improve their power points as best they can, as now receivers lined up on the far side. Got Tidwell working from the tight end spot as they fake a handoff. Now Bryant unloads.
He's
Tidwell has that
open.
one wide open, but it was fired hot and a little bit behind him.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity by Bryant right there, but he was under some pressure and had to throw that one a little hotter than he might have liked to. But Bryant was wide open, had a lot of green in front of him. Wouldn't have gotten to the end zone, but Snowflake's really been able to do whatever they want on offense, but it's just, again, been a little sloppy.
Same formation. Again, Tidwell, tight end on this near side of the line. Got split backs with Bryant.
Is he changing the play?
Hands this one off to Turley. Gets to the 35, still on his feet as he forces his way down to the 35.
Loose.
Might have fumbled it again. Marcos says that it's got it. And it's another fumble for Turley.
Wow. That's tough. Turley's done a great job of running the ball, but he just can't hold on to it. Now, again, the colder temperatures is going to make that ball a little moist. Get a little talking to on the sideline and try to, you need him. He's a big part of your offense, and he's done a good job, but he's got to hold on to the ball.
So he has 48 yards on 2 carries, but 2 fumbles.
Yeah.
Back comes the Marcos offense.
Who has not had much success here in the first quarter.
Got 25 yards from Lorenzo Alexander, but otherwise it's been about breaking even with the big sack. Going to bring back out for the second time in as many series Brewer. As a high snap is brought down, he gets the handoff, but he's immediately spun down by Bentley.
Well, that play, Bentley has studied that one or something because he is just coming hard off of the guard's hip and getting right by him into the backfield. Again, the high snap slows down the Marcos NIZA offense and gives Bentley all the time he needs to get through there. You almost thought he might have I forgot who the running back was, but he almost spun out of that sucker.
He had to pirouette with Bentley 3 times before he finally went down. And it's very interesting with the Lobos going with this 3-man front, at least on the surface. There's always a linebacker or 2 that starts crowding around.
And most of the time that's Bentley.
He's right now lurking off on the right side. Now a timeout will be taken by Marcos coaches. 6 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first quarter. No score, but primarily because of the job that Marcos is doing, taking the ball away from the Lobo running backs. No scores, facing a second and long. Right after this, it's Sola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Double reverse is eventually going to be landing into Jamari Johnson's hands, but I think they got a huge crack back block that is going to be whistled against Marcos. As I couldn't see who the victimized Lobo was, but he got lit.
I tell you, that was the slowest developing reverse I think I've ever seen. I mean, they went all the way from one end to the other, and that's why he would have only gained about 3-4 yards, and now he's going to be backed up after the illegal block.
It looks good that none of the Snowflake players are looking a little woozy.
Yeah,
somebody really got hit hard, but they're trying to prevent any of those head injuries.
Could have been Hayden Nichols. Yeah, this is Marcos has not played well from behind the sticks. They're trying a lot of like razzle dazzle when I feel like if they just played a little faster to the point of attack and get to the line of scrimmage faster, they're going to be able to pick up 4 or 5 yards. Instead, they're trying to hit the home run every play.
Said to be a 2nd and 23. They got to get this one all the way out to the 41. This drive started after Turley's second fumble.
I think it's more than that.
Line of scrimmage is at the 14. I'm not good with math, but this is 2nd and a lot. Another high snap. Started a receiver screen to Castro. He's looking for some blocking help. He gets over the 20, but eventually he's going to be brought down at the 25. So they do pick up 9 yards, maybe 10, on the first completion there from Melendez after Bentley is able to bring him down. Correction, that's the second completion.
Yeah, that was more like 27. That was more like 26. So picking up 9 of it, but still now the all-familiar 3rd and 16, 15, and they're going to have to rely on the arm of Melendez again, and it has not been great.
Last time they were in this situation, Bentley and Yellowhair were able to combine for the first sack. Got trips going to the right side. Alexander back in as the running back as he's again going to operate out of the pistol.
Boy, something's weird. Something weird defensively is going on, but...
And I think that took too much time. Here's a flag out, and indeed, 3rd and 16 just became 3rd and 21.
Yeah, the scoreboard operator is having some problems as well. But the Snowflake defense looks very out of place right here. There's no receivers out here, but they got 2 corners on this side. And I don't know, maybe it's a linebacker in a corner, but... Yeah, there's something a little weird going on.
They got Turner, who's right now down.
Yeah.
There's now a little bit of pressure coming from Bentley. He's able to get through, but Melendez with time. Now he winds up. He's going to heave this one up where it's going to be brought in by Drew. Caught in Snowflake territory. Rather than knocking it down, McCray went over to try to intercept, and instead it's a Comfort Fit Dentures first down on a gain of 35.
Wow. All I can say, that's a tremendous catch. And as you said, I believe that was Tidwell also there that could have gone up and knocked that down. Tidwell's a pretty tall kid at 6'1", and he probably should have, but who would have thunk? And just a great catch by Drew. Maybe that's how Marcos Diniz has done it all year.
First down and 10 from the Snowflake 46. First time that the Padres have been in Lobo territory. Another screen set out here for Castro. He's got some good blocking from his receiving core as he gets over the 40 and out of bounds at the 37. Gain of 9. And the first time really that the Marcos offense has been showing a little bit of rhythm.
Yeah, and Snowflake got caught in an outside blitz there, and they blitzed right to where the ball was thrown. So just ended up outmanned on that side, and that allowed him to pick up that 9 yards there.
Pistol formation has Alexander deep from the shotgun. Melendez, who's now 3 of 4, hands it off, steps to the left, goes to the right. He only picks up 3 or 4, but he only needed 1. So another comfort fit Denture first down as he falls to the 34.
And Marcos NIZA, though, in my opinion, needs to just be okay with that a little more often. I know they did hit the big home run, but nickel and diamond, it's okay.
3 minutes and 29 seconds left as this time trying to start a screen out to Castro on the right side. Picks up another big block as he spins away from one tackler, but he's going to be met by Lerma and eventually brought down.
Boy, Papa had a chance to sit him down early, but these Marcos NIZA receivers doing a great job on yards after catch, and I suppose that's the whole game plan, is get it out to those receivers in space early and allow them to work one-on-one. The blocking, do a great job down the field by Turner and the other receivers.
Marcos now facing 2nd and 3 and approaching the red zone after it was 3rd and 20, and we're able to convert with a long pass. Is another high snap. This time Melendez brings that one down and eventually is able to chip his way over the right side of the line and pick up a comfort fit Denture's first down, but flirting with disaster as he takes that inside the 25 down to all the way to the 21 and a gain of 6.
And smart play by Melendez because he went right in the hole where Alexander was going to go. And this is a great timeout for Snowflake. They look lifeless out there on defense.
2 minutes and 34 seconds left, no score, but Marcos NIZA is marching. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
Each side now burns a timeout in the first quarter. 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining. No score, but Marcos NIZA started this drive after Turley's second fumble and have now been able to convert on a 3rd and 21 to maintain the possession and to get the ground game going a little bit. Now as Melendez throws this one into the end zone and deflected nicely.
Hey.
Baum is there to knock it away with McCray there in coverage.
Turner had him and he had the step on it, but Baum did the smart thing that time. He knocked it down. Didn't allow Turner to have a chance at it, but Melendez having a pretty good time. Not enough rush by Snowflake. Gave a good little shoulder fake that got Turner open, but Baum left his receiver and came over and made a good play.
With very little success outside that 25-yard gain. The Marcos running attack has been a little bit slowed now as there's a little bit delayed gift to Alexander. Well, as soon as I say it, he's able to go to the right side and pick up 9 and very close to a first down.
Well, and we're starting to see a little bit more of that run game by Marcos NIZA, getting Alexander back involved, which they had some success early on with that.
3rd down and 1. Turn and give this one. Oh, and slipping before he's able to get down there is Antoine Anderson, who has his first
penalty, though. I think they blew that one dead before it started.
False start. Was somebody lined up wrong?
I don't know. They said false start. I think they're talking to Turner. They're either talking to Turner or Johnson.
It didn't seem like anybody moved. So 3rd down and 6 after the penalty. That's the 3rd Marcos NIZA penalty. Snowflake now after the timeout going with 4 down linemen.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Going now to a 4-3. Now they have a linebacker out in coverage on Turner.
4 receiver set with 3 coming to the left. Anderson moves to the left also as they're going to set up an option. Give it to him on a short pitch as he is able to bully his way to the 10. Needed 6 yards. He gained 7 and a comfort fit Denture first down.
Well, great job. These guys run hard. Antoine Anderson that time for Marcos NIZA. New new running back in, they run hard. They get yards after contact, and that's really a big deal right now, as Snowflake not able to bring guys down immediately.
Minute and 20 seconds left in the first quarter. This drive started on the Marcos 33, and facing a 3rd and 21, were able to gain 35 yards to keep the ball. Is now from the 11, lots of pressure. Melendez able to step through it, now trying to direct traffic as he goes inside the 10. Still on his feet, but now he's going to get hit hard and brought down by Lerma, who never gave up on the play.
Yeah, great job there on the outside. Gunnar Greer had him stood up, but Melendez, interesting. He ran over to the side where the tight trip side were, as they had cleared out most of that defense. He really wanted to get it to Drew in isolation on the right side, but had to pull it down after good coverage on that side.
A great job there by Lerma. You see so often players coming in like that with a free shot and wind up accidentally leading with the crown of the helmet, but he was able to compose himself and bring him down with the entirety of his body. So 2nd down now and 7 after 3 yards gained on the busted play by Melendez. Fake the handoff, throws this one to a wide open Turner in the end zone. He's got that for the score. A Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown from 7 yards out.
Well, this time Marcos and NIZA goes with that trip set again, this time to the right, but they're spread out. And they don't put anybody over Turner. They're playing him with a safety, but that safety is 10 yards out. So the inside receiver runs the outside, Turner runs the inside. They go with the outside receiver, and Turner's wide open in the middle.
So it looked as if the Lobos were going to take a early lead after a 43-yard run from Charlie, but he had the ball knocked away from behind. On his second carry, he gained 6 yards, but had that one knocked away from behind. As this one is a knuckleball.
Wow.
That is able to get in there. 14.7 seconds left in the first quarter, and Marcos de Niza has a 7-0 lead. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Shane Ellett, who had converted that extra point and ready to kick it away after Marcos is able to use the second Snowflake fumble to get its first touchdown. Papa and Raven back to receive this Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College, where you will pay the lowest tuition in the state of Arizona. Snowflake has time for probably one play after this is returned as Ellett approaches.
See, got a good leg.
As Papa takes this one inside the 5. Looking for a wedge as he gets over the 20, all the way to the 30. Steps to the left side. He's over the 40, the 50. One man to beat. Is it not going to be able to bring him down? He's on the near sideline at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown Snowflake. There are no flags, and the Lobos have the answer. A Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown on a return of 96 yards.
Papa pretty lucky to not get a Tanya penalty at the end there. Had some words for the punter who tried to get him. Made a great move, though, to get around the punter, a little dip and release. But, boy, special teams has been the bright spot, really, for Snowflake so far here tonight. See if they can. They were pretty lifeless in their last defensive series, so we'll see if that interjects some much-needed energy.
Sam Brown trying to make it a 7-7 ball game going into the second quarter. Snap is down. A little bit of pressure, but he's able to boot it through.
See, that's how you kick an extra point.
7-7 after the big return from Peyton Papa. second quarter is going to be introduced after a few fireworks. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Before we get this kickoff going, I want to wish Robin and Lori Wong a happy 23rd wedding anniversary. Robin's here working with us.
Wow, dedication.
That's right. Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College, as Johnson's going to take this one in the end zone and be forced to settle for a touchback. Nice job there by Brown, giving it the boot.
Well, and that's what you had talked about, that opening kickoff. Surprised they didn't just try to put it in the end zone the whole time.
Now, something that we've seen when the Lobos have been playing these Valley schools at the 4A level is that the second and fourth quarters, when they come up to the elevation, they kind of start getting heavy-legged. The Padres just had a great, almost 70-yard drive. They are playing in a little bit of unfamiliar weather. Is this, I don't know, was it chilly last week? I wasn't here last week. Nice. So this is the first chilly game.
Yeah, this is really our first one of the year.
Let's see how the Padre offense is able to respond to potentially adverse conditions. The Lobo defense.
Next week, you want to go down to the heat. It's supposed to get hot again.
Hey, I take it. 2 receivers on either side. Snowflake's D trying to recover after they got a little bit of rhythm, did the Marcos de Niza attack, as Alexander starts from the left side, goes to the right, and is able to gain 4.
I think that's Antoine Anderson.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if Alexander's hurt or if they just do running back by committee. But he's
well. They got Brewer, who averages 58. We haven't seen Brazen Leone yet. He averages 74. Alexander 76 and Anderson 52. So they got a bunch.
Well, that'll help the legs in the elevation, perhaps.
Castro right now also in the backfield. He's been the favorite target. He has 3 receptions for 25 yards, most of them on wide receiver screens, as they instead going to hand this one back over to Anderson, who's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Fortunate to gain just a little bit as Yellow Hair was there ready for the stop.
Yeah, great job up front. Great adjustment by the coaching staff for Snowflake. Bringing in that 4th lineman has really helped. You know, Marcos Cities might get 2 or 3 yards, but it's not 5 or 6. And that time they actually make a stop for no gain on that play, and it keeps it a 3rd and not long, but it's not an easy one either. And Melendez maybe thinking throw it here.
Got 2 receivers on either side of the line. Now Castro coming in motion, heading to the left. Want to throw it to him, as this time he is able to spin away from one tackler, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and I thought I saw a flag come out.
It didn't look like it, but I tell you what, Greer was the first man there and did at least slow him down, allow Papa to come in and make the tackle, and not allow Marcos de Niza to pick up that 1st down. Castro got rid of one tackler but could not finish the rest.
There isn't a flag. There is a young man playing catch with himself on the track, and that is what both fooled me and the public address announcer. So no gain on that play, but it was caught. DJ Drew coming back out there to punt it away. Gets a good snap. Got 2 Lobos ready to receive this one as it angles. Well, no, fair catch is signaled. And instead going to take a huge Marcos bounce back of the 30, and will stop at the 27 as Brimhall signaled fair catch. But I think that's not a bad decision. Lobos have already fumbled one punt.
Yeah, it's not. It's probably a good. I mean, I think the Lobos look a little scared right now because Papa even got a good hop right there. I thought he could have picked it up and run with it, but everybody's just a little tentative right now after the two turnovers by the Snowflake offense.
10:18 to go in the half, 7-7 after the Lobos get a 98-yard kickoff return for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown. Get a 3-and-out. Now here comes Brennan Bryant, who's 0 for 2. He's got receivers on either side of the line, split backs next to him. 28 yards on 2 carries for Rabin, 48 yards on 2 carries for Turley. As this time the handoff is going to go. Is that the first one we've seen from McCray? No, that's Rabin. Johnson brings him down, but not before Rabin gets 9.
You know, and Snowflake is pulling their tackle, and he's doing a great job of kicking out most of the time. We haven't seen Marcos Deniza have an answer for it, really, and Snowflake just keeps lining up in the same formation, basically, and running these off-guard plays, but they're kicking out with the tackle. You don't see that a whole lot.
Ball now over the 35. The Lobos continuing to get big chunks of yards on the ground. As here's a 2nd-and-1 opportunity with Papa split wide left. Haven't seen Olberg yet, so I think that would indicate that he's still trying to recover. As they fake the handoff on 2nd-and-1, try to throw this one over the top and nearly intercepted. Very well defended there. Baum was the intended man, but the defense was being provided by Alexander.
I'm not throwing it anywhere near Alexander. He has been the man on defense tonight, and right there, Baum became the defender and did a good job of knocking it away from Alexander.
He had that one right in the bread basket. So 3rd-and-1, perhaps a vote of confidence for the Snowflake run game, is now got 7 players crowding the line of scrimmage for Marcos Deniza. Still the handoff is going to come to Rabin. He's got to slip one tackler at the line of scrimmage and then cut it up the near hash, get it to the 39, pick up a comfort fit denture first down on the gain of 4.
You know, you hear a lot of times about loading the box and putting 8 in the box. I think Marcos Deniza had 9 in the box that time, and Rabin does a great job of slipping that outside tackler and picking up the first down, but otherwise Snowflake was in trouble there.
Lobos going with tempo. 9 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the half. 4 receivers set as they set up a screen to Rabin. He's got blockers in front as he gets to the 45, to the 50, picks up the first down in Marcos Deniza territory and is finally brought down at the 46-yard line, a gain of 15, and that comfort fit denture first down.
Giving Marcos Deniza a little taste of their own medicine as Snowflake finally runs a little wide receiver screen. And as you mentioned, they're great blocking downfield by Snowflake.
Turley in the backfield. He gets the call, runs to the right side, puts his head down, spins around, and then falls forward to the 40. He's already got the 2 fumbles, and it looked like the thing that was loudest in his mind at that point was hang on to the ball.
And you know what? You credit the coaching staff right there, because it'd be easy to sit Turley on the bench right now, but they gave him another carry, build that confidence back up.
Same formation. Pump fake. Now pressured. Bryant throws this one looking for Papa, who dives for it. Had a little bit of space, but has that one fall incomplete.
I'm seeing this a lot more in high school football. I'm not sure about it. Bryant was throwing that ball regardless of how many defenders were back there, if there was a receiver in the area. He pump faked it and threw it. Papa really just used some athleticism to try to even make a play on that ball, but it just had no chance of being successful from the get-go.
Gavin Dixon was there on the defense. He's now lined up across from Papa. Receivers on either side, including on the other end of it is Baum. Split back. Has now flipped this one over the top of the defense where it was going to be a first down instead. Papa couldn't, that was Rabin who couldn't handle that one. Again, It's cold.
Yeah, that's one that Rabin would like to have another shot at. He really had an opportunity there, perhaps heard some footsteps coming from behind, but really should have come up with that one, and we'll see if Snowflake decides to go for it. Their run game has been pretty successful, but it looks like they're going to punt it.
Bryant is the punter, but Brimhall just ran off the sideline. Is now Tidwell goes in motion, and
nobody's out
they're going to throw this one back over where Ravens caught this one at the 40, goes over the 30, cuts it back to the interior, and it's run down at the 25. The punt is faked. What did you see there, Mike?
Well, both receivers, Tidwell went in motion, and nobody went with him. He was standing over there on the far side of the field, wide open. But Rabin as well, as he left one of his up blocker duties and slipped out into the flat, and nobody went with him either. Marcos Deniza just not even considering the possibility of a fake right there.
Comfort fit denture first down after the gain of 15, moves it to the Marcos 25. Handed off to Rabin, bounces this one to the right side. He's got all sorts of real estate at the 10-5, and touchdown Snowflake. 25-yard touchdown run. on the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown, and the Lobos have their first lead.
Well, great block on the outside by the tackle. Ethan Christensen did a great job of creating that hole, and he took some punishment afterwards, but he created the hole big enough. And also credit Papa. We've seen Alexander do a great job defensively, but that time Papa stayed engaged with him the whole way and did not allow Alexander to leave him and go make the tackle like he did on previous plays.
Brown in for the extra point. As it's pressured again, he's able to get it away.
He's a little slow on that.
Got that one in for a 14-7 Snowflake lead. 7:50 remaining in the half. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Kickoff is covered pretty nicely there by Snowflake. Dixon took that one near the goal line, runs it over the 20. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College, where you pay the lowest tuition in the state. Tyler Perry there with the eventual stop. Looked like Dixon had spun away from the initial tackler, but the coverage was there by the Lobos. As now, after they had the 98-yard kickoff return, got the 3 and out, and then went on almost a 75-yard drive to get a 14-7 lead. This feels like a big moment here for the Marcos offense.
And I was going to say, we've talked about the Marcos NIZA point totals that they put up so far this year. They're a long way from that here in the second half of the second quarter. So we'll see how they answer and see if their offense continues going. I would look, I'd make sure I'm covering Castro right here coming out of the slot.
Got Alexander back in there as the running back. Melendez 7 of 9 for 90 yards. As the snap is brought down, but he drops it, but he's able to pick it back up, but as he does so, he's surrounded by Lobos. Nichols there initially, and back behind schedule goes Marcos.
Yeah, that's a weird play. The snap was actually fairly decent, but just the exchange not so good. Perhaps the cold hands started to become a problem for Marcos NIZA, but although it looks like Melendez has one of those hand warmers, I can't tell for sure, but didn't use it very well in that play.
Same formation again with Castro in the slot, 2nd and 12. As Melendez drops back, looks to this near side. Ball hangs up on him a little bit as Dixon's able to catch that one. Gains maybe 3.
Yeah. But you can see, as you mentioned, Derek, how long it takes for that ball to get out there, and that allows the Snowflake Lobos. Now, they still don't do a great job of tackling Drew. He's tough to bring down. And they are having a hard time. But Lobos have gone back to the 3-man defensive front, so we'll see if Marcos NIZA decides to run against that. They've had success running against the 3-man front.
I believe Brewer now in the backfield in the pistol. 3rd and 8 as this time the snap goes over his head. Melendez able to fall on that one, but Nichols brings him down at the same time. Another big sack on 3rd and long by the Snowflake defense.
Boy, I mean, obviously we don't know Marcos NIZA very well, but is that center a new center? Because there's been a ton of high snaps tonight, and I think anytime you run a shotgun, you always tell your center, if you're going to miss low. Then you have a chance. And right there, Melendez had no chance.
Drew again punting out of his end zone. Standing at midfield, Papa and Brimhall. But after one bad snap, it is continuing to get colder. Marcos NIZA from Tempe. As this one's high, he's able to get underneath that one. Pressured, kicks this one off the side of his foot and is going to be out of bounds around the 20.
Wow.
Let's see where they set this one up.
I think it's going to be about the 18.
Yeah, 18. Good eye.
It was right. He was kicked right at us, so it was easy to tell that's huge. The wheels, proverbial wheels, falling off a little bit for Marcos to NIZA.
I think that Lerma was coming off the edge there with some pressure.
He was, and that did cause Drew to hurt. Drew's kind of takes his time a little bit back there, and that time it came back to haunt him as, again, the snap again was a little high.
So the Lobos are going to start this one with 5:34 left in the half, leading 14-7, already in the red zone. Baum and Papa lined up in front of the other as they fake a couple of handoffs, swing this one outside where Tidwell is able to bring it down with one hand. Got some blockers out in front as he cuts it back over the 15 to the 10 and is eventually forced out of bounds near the 5.
Boy, Tidwell has not had an easy ball thrown to him yet. He really wanted that one and was able to concentrate. Almost took too long to get there. And great blocking on the outside by Christensen.
It's a Comfort Fit Denture first down. First and goal now for the Lobos. The handoff goes Turley, starts from the right, goes to the left, falls over the goal line. A Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown from 4 yards out.
Boy, great timing on the exchange right there. Basically, Turley's taking the snap. I mean, that ball is in Brian's hand, and then Turley's right there to take it. And again, credit the young man for coming back and getting 6 after giving up 6 or more.
Those last two, he's got 10 yards on the last two, and a combined 4 arms and hands wrapped around it each time.
Velcro, whatever you can think of.
Brown in for the extra point. As a little bit of a high snap, a little bit of pressure, but he's able to bring it down and kick it through to make it 21-7. 5 minutes and 18 seconds left in the half. The Lobos have the lead. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside. Or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Sam Brown with another touchback on the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, go to NPC. Pay low tuition. 5:18 left in the half after Marcos was able to get the second Kenton Turley fumble. Had a 3rd and 21 that were able to convert with a 35-yard strike between Melendez and DJ Drew. They eventually were able to punch that one in. It looked like they were in control. But then a 98-yard kickoff return from Papa, a 3-and-out, and about a 75-yard drive, another touchdown, and then that punt from Drew set up a 2-play scoring drive. So now Marcos really in need of an answer as Drew had that one, but that time the defense really surrounding him. Baum was there first, and I think Lerma might have poked it away, but that ball's really hanging up there and giving these guys an opportunity to get around the receiver. And I thought that maybe there was an injured Lobo, but no.
I thought Baum did reach around and timed that one pretty well, knocked that one out of Drew's hand, who was already looking upfield. And just lost concentration enough to give Baum the opportunity to knock that out. So looks like Marcos is going to have to pass again here.
Brewer in the backfield, facing a 2nd and 10, a little bit of pressure. Melendez trying to find some way out of it, and eventually starts flushing out to the left, has his pass deflected, but is it going to be brought down? Castro is going to come along the 25 before he's eventually brought down, but there's a flag in the backfield. This is almost certainly holding.
Yeah, once your quarterback changes directions like that, it's definitely going to cause a hole. But I'm not sure. Do you take it? Do you not take it? It's going to make it 2nd and 20 versus 3rd and 10. I might take my chances with 3rd and 10 if I'm Snowflake.
So it'd be 3rd and 5 because Jamari Johnson was able to elevate and pick that one up. So that he really got a lot of air under him, and that's a spot foul as well, I think.
Yeah, then you definitely want to if it's behind the line of scrimmage, it'll be from the line of scrimmage. But yeah, then if you gain 5, you definitely got to take the penalty.
So that is the 4th big Marcos de NIZA penalty. A couple of holds, a 15-yard crack back block. And no, I guess those are the big three. Also had a false start that kind of put him behind schedule. Now facing 2nd and 20 from their own 10. Clock moving at 4 minutes and 54 seconds. Snowflake is going to get the ball to start the second half, so the Lobos with an opportunity here after a couple of stops to really blow this one open. Now an empty backfield with Brewer coming over as this one tried to set up a screen. Dixon's able to get that one, slide away from a tackler at the 5, still on his feet at the line of scrimmage now at the 10, and is able to somehow negotiate a positive gain. White eventually brings him down, but it looked like he was going to get stopped for a loss. Instead, he was able to run about 20 yards to gain 4.
Well, a lot of dancing by Drew back there, and that allowed Snowflake to finally. They have to gang tackle him though. If you go one-on-one against him, he has won that battle most of the night. But all that dancing did allow too much time to go by and allowed Snowflake to come and get it. So again, a nice long third down situation. If I'm Marcos Niza, I'm probably going to run this one again, or I got to look for Turner.
3rd down and 17, just 3 yards on that play. Melendez drops back, now moves up in the pocket, unloads as he's got Drew wide open at the 35. No, the 45, a huge gain of about 32 yards and a comfort fit denture first down after they lost track of DJ Drew.
And that's exactly right, and it's unexcusable because there's 5 Lobo defenders in the secondary, only 2 receivers. Total breakdown in communication by Snowflake. I'm not sure how you leave the most targeted player of the night wide open in the middle of the field, but he has had 2 huge plays that have led. The first one led to a score. We'll see what this one does.
3.5 minutes to go. He was able to convert a 35-yard reception on 3rd and 21. That time a 32-yard reception on 3rd and 17. So from the pistol, handoff Brewer, picks his way up the middle of the field and eventually falls over to the 49-yard line to gain 3.
Interesting play call there. I know there's still 3 minutes to go, but Marcos de NIZA only has 2 timeouts, and high schoolers aren't necessarily known for clock management. I would think they'd want to go a little bit faster.
You're speaking as a math teacher in that regard. Alexander now in the backfield, again working from the pistol. Turn and give it to him as he tries to find some space over the left side, falls over the 45 in Snowflake territory, winds up gaining 8 and a comfort fit denture's first down.
Well, that will help because that will stop the clock, but Alexander, I don't know if there's some politics involved with their running backs, but Alexander has definitely done the job so far in the backfield. He's been very difficult to bring down for Snowflake as he runs with great power, even though not necessarily the biggest build back there.
Still very patiently coming to the line of scrimmage, now with 2.5 minutes to play in the half. 3 receivers going out wide left with Alexander in the backfield. Fake the handoff, now throw it out to Castro, looking for some blockers, but brought down from behind, fumbles the football. Snowflake says it's recovered it, and there's the first turnover by Marcos de NIZA. Gunnar Greer walking up with it as Castro still lying on his back, despondent after the turnover.
Yeah, Bentley put a good shot on Castro and just was able to get a mitt on that ball and pop it free. And as we know, that ball's going to have a little bit of moisture on it as the night continues to get colder. And Snowflake finally takes advantage. And with 2:19 and 2 timeouts, we'll see if they manage that clock a little bit better.
Have been able to get points on their last 3 possessions. The Lobos lead 21-7. Right now, bringing Brennan Bryant, who's 3 of 7 for 44 yards to the line of scrimmage. And Marcos de NIZA takes a timeout with 2:19 to go, trying to get a stop. Already trailing 2. This is Solo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers, and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
scores that we can give you at halftime, but 2 minutes and 19 seconds remain in the second quarter. The Lobos, after Marcos calls it second timeout, after the fumble, pitch this one over to Turley, runs around the 40 to the 45, still on his feet at the 50, and eventually pushed out of bounds. Going to stop the clock with 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go in Marcos to NIZA territory after the Comfort Fit Denture first down and gain of 15.
I'm not sure if he meant to go out of bounds, but the Lobos will take it. Great block on the outside again by Christensen. Got into Turner. Turner was the last man on the line to have a chance to stop him. And once he was out of the way, Turley got into the secondary, no problem.
Turley, 5 carries, 73 yards, a touchdown. Rabin, 5 carries, 66 yards, a touchdown. They got it at midfield. As this time, fake the give, Rabin. Instead, throw this one out to Baum. Retreats at the 45 and is thrown down by Drew. Gains 5, though, on first down. The clock moves at 2 minutes.
Good execution so far of the 2-minute offense by Bryant, making good short passes. That's what they need to do.
First reception for Baum as he's all alone here on the left. Instead, rolling to the right side, Bryant got Rabin in front of him. It throws it low and incomplete.
That's what happens when you give a compliment. Just turns out not so good the next time. Bryant rolling to the side you would think he'd like to roll to, but just threw that one in the dirt. Didn't get his shoulders squared around enough, and does stop the clock, but it puts Snowflake in a kind of, I gotta imagine they're going, this is 4-down territory for them anyway, so there is still time to run the ball here if they need to, and that might be a good time because that Marcos de Niza defense looks a little soft in the middle right now as they're preparing for the pass.
3rd down and 4.
Boy, right up the middle, looks nice.
Got Turley all alone in the backfield. Bryant now checking his sideline as he's got Baum in single coverage on the near side, and I think that took too much time. Yes, it did.
That's going to change the play calling.
The Lobo staff seems to think that was a pretty fast clock.
I think it felt like it was also, but this is why you have to get one of those clocks so that there's no shenanigans. The official could be cold. He might have to go to the bathroom, you know.
All right, same formation, now facing 3rd and 9. Bryant drops back, pressured, now wants to set up a screen, but instead is going to be flat on his back as Turner was there applying the pressure. And it looks as if with now just 5 seconds having come off the clock, well, here comes the putting unit.
Yeah, now you have to punt it away and hope your defense can hold. Try to pin Marcos de Niza back, but the big play, Marcos de Niza is able to hit the big play, and Snowflake has to really guard against that.
Brown out to do the punting.
Well, Bryant took a pretty good shot right there. He's going to take a little rest, little breather on the sideline.
Drew is back to receive for the Padres.
Whoa, that was a slow snap.
As this one runs over his head, takes a huge bounce, and will find its way into the end zone for a touchback. 92 seconds left. Marcos de Niza, much as had happened with Snowflake, not victimized by its first turnover, but not an awful lot of time and an awful lot of real estate that they got to make up here with 80 yards to go and trying to make this a one-score game. Remember, Snowflake is going to receive the kick to start the second half.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's exactly what the coaching staff was thinking. Coach Solomon's like, you know, we don't have to push the issue here. We've played pretty good defense. Let's get in the locker room. We're going to get the ball and have a chance to regroup and come out with a new game plan, or an adjusted game plan at least at halftime, and try to make this a 3-score game.
Bob Brimhall, McCray, and Papa all about 12 yards back of the line of scrimmage.
Farther.
They got 2 receivers on either side. Melendez out there having completed 7 or 10 passes for 133 yards. Instead, hands that one off to Brewer, and it doesn't look like either side is anxious to extend this first half.
Well, they're playing. Well, they're coming up with a little pace.
It's in my face. Brewer in the pistol. Now Snowflake showing a little pressure. Melendez eventually going to be brought down by White. Another sack. That's the 4th Snowflake sack here in the first half. And the Lobos
they are going to call
take a timeout. Melendez a little slow getting up there.
Yeah, he took a pretty good shot.
And they also got an offensive lineman, does Marcos, that's having a little bit of a hard time.
Now, you said Snowflake took that timeout, right?
Oh, I know. I think Marcos did. Now that I...
Well, but they just changed.
Okay, Snowflake took it. I think the signal was for
so scoreboard's wrong. Yeah, if I'm Marcos de Niza, I'm going to let that clock run, baby.
It looked like Snowflake's coaches were asking for the timeout, and then the signal was Marcos took the timeout, but I don't think that is correct. Here's one score we can give you as Canyon Del Oro leads Micah Mountain 7-6. I believe those are the 3rd and 4th ranked teams in the 4A conference, but they are the 9th and 10th place teams in the open rankings. Yeah. So there's a chance that one or both of them might be able to sneak into the open and provide for a little bit of extra 4A teams making it to state, but we can discuss this further at halftime. But right now, CDO leading that one 7-6. Of course, CDO, no stranger to Snowflake. That was a semifinal matchup right here last November.
Well, Marcos de Niza, I'm imagining he's going to go for a big play right here. They've had a lot of success doing it, but I'm finding Drew.
3rd down and 11. Drew slams on the brakes and then tries to cut back. Instead, this one's going to hang up and short hop. I believe the ball was intended for Johnson.
Yeah.
But now here come the Lobos. 1 minute to play and 2 timeouts.
And that just stopped the clock for Marcos de Niza. But if you're going to throw it, it has to be a completion. You have to complete that. So in case something doesn't go well. But Drew was wide open. You called it. We were all looking at him. Obviously, Melendez was not looking at him.
He's been getting hit an awful lot in this first half, so he's probably looking just to unload before somebody does on him. Is Drew this time going to be just outside of his end zone? Pretty good snap as he kicks this one away, and it's much better than his previous attempt. Brimhall signals fair catch, and the Lobos will have this one with 51 seconds, 2 timeouts, and already in Marcos territory.
Yeah, that's a crazy turn of events as poor clock management by Marcos de Niza. As our haze starts to settle in. Is that still from the fireworks?
I think it is.
Wow. Yeah, that cold air is going to keep things down, though.
Now, Bryant on that most recent possession had missed on his last 2. He's probably going to need to unload here. 4 of 10 for 49 yards, but the running game has been hot. Empties the backfield as Turley swings out, catches this one at the 50, runs along the far sideline before stepping out of bounds at the 45. Looks like they're only going to give him 3 yards on that.
I'm going to be interested to see this matchup over here on the near sideline between Baum and Dixon. It's a one-on-one matchup. Dixon doesn't have any help, and so we'll see if the Lobos try to maybe bring somebody else over here, and they are, but they're bringing it. Baum's still in isolation, but he's against Alexander now. I'm not looking that way.
46-yard line. 2 timeouts, so the playbook should be wide open. As Bryant now pressured from behind, but he's going to unload this one where he's got Tidwell caught wide open at the 10 and walks into the end zone. Busted coverage, and a great job there by Bryant right before he was about to be brought down. Find Tidwell for the 46-yard score and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown.
And Dixon just gave up on the pursuit. I thought maybe Dixon had a chance to maybe catch him. He stops at the 10-yard line and allows Tidwell on the coverage. That's Dixon. But Tidwell, they just allowed him to walk into the end zone. Dixon was so frustrated with the blown coverage, he just gave up on it. And boy, that's not what you want to see out of your secondary here at the end of the first half. You still got another half of football to play here. You had an opportunity to maybe keep it a 3-score game.
And Brown's extra point is up and good. 28-7, 4 touchdowns unanswered as the Lobos have been pouring it on ever since that really long touchdown drive from Marcos de Niza. And at that point, everything seemed like it was on target, on schedule for the Padres.
Yeah, teenagers. That's. I got to come back to that because you just don't know what you're going to get. And
what'd you do for your fall break, Dad?
Did you I did not hang out with students. I can tell you that.
you sound like
it's been a contemplative time. I've been teaching a few years, and Marcos de Niza has a lot of things going against them. They had a long bus ride. That's always tough. The weather, the altitude, as you mentioned, the end of the second quarter gets a lot tougher for these Valley teams.
Oh, is this one going to stay in bounds? No, it will not. So the Northland Pioneer College kickoff is squibbed, though, directly toward the Snowflake sideline.
Just see, look, somebody just got knocked on their behind from Snowflake, right? I think that's Canton Turley. And, dude, this is football, and he's looking for a flag. He and another guy from Marcos just ran into each other. He's looking for a flag. No, this is football.
That is exactly how I've always imagined LeBron James playing tight end.
That's a very good call.
Thank you.
That's a very good call. Yeah, he comes up with his hands up in the air hey, he just knocked me down. Yeah, he's blocking you. It's football. There's a live ball that's over there.
So put it on the 35.
Yeah.
This is 2 completions to DJ Drew away from being very interesting.
Exactly right.
Let's see where he lines up.
If I'm DJ Drew, I'm demanding the ball. I mean, Snowflake doesn't have anybody that deep. Drew can run these guys.
He's going to be on the far side. 4 receivers set as Melendez asks for the football. Got time, and now he's going to tuck it. Can run along the sideline. Now he's going to be brought down from behind. Tries to throw this one out of bounds. Now that should be grounding, and there's the flag.
Yeah.
Melendez still down. And taking a look at the replay, he landed first on his knees and then got brought down by 2 players from behind. The flag is down. It's an intentional grounding flag, and I think that Melendez might have just been giving himself an 8 count because that was a hard hit, and he's holding his left arm.
Well, he just held on to that so long, trying to make something happen. I understand you tried, but you got to know.
That's his right arm. Shoulder. I don't know if that shoulder is healthy and whole.
Well, he's staying.
They're
waving
up
that
the flag.
Off. Yeah. I mean, number 8, who's number 8? Kenyon Brewer was in the area, and he was outside the tackles, and it did go past the line of scrimmage. Not sure if those are rules actually in high school football.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. So Melendez, most interestingly, is still out there. See how that arm's feeling.
Yeah, he's working it a little bit.
He's got 26 seconds as he takes a snap, pressured from behind, but picks up a good block, but now he's again pressured and brought down, and a flag comes out.
Well,
this could be anything.
The penalty is going to stop the clock, but the problem is right now, as you said, Derek, Melendez is so gun-shy. He just needs to step up in the pocket and throw it. He's gotten away with it at least 2 times.
The bad right shoulder after the previous sack and or the incompletion, but now he's favoring his left leg, and it's turning out to be open season here in these passing situations for the Snowflake front.
And what you have to fight so much if you're the Marcos NIZA coaching staff is there's going to be a lot of the temptation to give blame, right? They're going to blame the receivers, blame the linemen, blame this guy, blame your quarterback, and it's going to be important for them to try to stay together. They've had their opportunities in this first half.
Clock's moving now. Marcos doesn't need to get this play off, and I think that's what they're thinking. Trailing 28-7, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and there's the buzzer. So the Padres will, in some cases, quite literally limp into the locker room. Trailing 28-7, 28 unanswered from Snowflake to take us to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show. We'll give you some scores and talk about how we got to this point. Right after this, the Lobos with the lead. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait, including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers, and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So call them today to schedule a complimentary exam at 928-537-7775 or visit them at BeelerOrtho.com. Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile.
28-7 here. It's the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260. Just before you get to the casino, Snowflake is leading Marcos to NIZA. Go to the end of the first quarter, had 2 Snowflake fumbles, one of which seemingly negated a touchdown. And after forcing the Padres into a 3rd and 21 situation, got a huge completion from Tegan Melendez where he finds DJ Drew to keep the drive alive, eventually wind up going, this was after the second fumble, I beg your pardon, going almost 70 yards, and seemingly had the Snowflake defense kind of on the rocks, forcing the Lobos to start making personnel and schematic changes that they had demonstrated prior to that, and it looked like it was Marcos that was going to be dictating terms, but a 98-yard kickoff return, and since then it's just been all Lobos.
Yeah, that's the play of the game so far because the energy on the sides of the field has completely switched since that time. I thought Snowflake looked like they were packing it in, at least on the defensive end. Offense still looked okay, but they just were downhearted, and that touchdown by Papa just really galvanized the defense somehow and allowed them to come up with big plays to stop Marcos de Niza when it had to.
Now, not just that, they come back, have a 3-and-out, and a pretty good kick. They put the Lobos back about 75 yards from pay dirt, and they're able to just continue to get big chunk plays on the ground. Where let's talk about Canton Turley, who has had the 2 fumbles, but besides that, 5 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Carter Rabin, 5 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. They've been picking up some big breaks from special teams as well, making it so that you don't have to get a lot of yards. But after a 46-yard pitch and catch between Bryant and Tidwell, he now has 102 yards while completing half of his passes. So the numbers are right now really starting to provide an indication about what's going on with the scoreboard. The bigger question is, what can Marcos do to try to recover?
Well, the thing is, Bryant has not been very accurate, but Snowflake has been very wide open on some of their pass plays, and that's allowed them to make those completions. And so they've got to shore up their coverages. I don't know what film they looked at or whatever, but they are having major miscommunications if they're in cover 3, cover 2, man-to-man, what's going on, because there's a major breakdown. Snowflake receivers have been wide open on some pretty major plays, and that makes those passing plays from Bryant a lot easier. So Marcos, I think, needs to come back out and establish the run. We've talked about they got guys, they're averaging 200 yards a game on the ground, and they are not getting that done so far tonight. And Snowflake even went back to the 3-man front, and Marcos did not take advantage of it because they were trying to go through the air. And so they got to come back in the second half. I know you're down 3 scores, and you're like, well, we got to score quickly. But I still believe that the run is going to be their biggest weapon, and Alexander, their best ball carrier so far, has got to get more touches.
Also take some heat off of their quarterback, who we saw him limping into the locker room.
He may not come out in the second half and be the quarterback anymore. Who knows?
Now, as far as that goes, do you think the best defense that Marcos de Niza could offer against the Snowflake offense is just keeping them on the sideline?
Absolutely.
That running game?
Absolutely. One thing about when you have a sustained drive that takes a lot of time, it makes the other offense a little antsy, right? They might make mistakes or take chances they wouldn't normally take because they've been on the sideline for so long. And so I think that's a good strategy for Marcos de Niza. There's still a lot of football left, and they do have to get a stop because Snowflake does have the kickoff here for the second half.
Some very interesting scores from across the state, and we will have them for you right after this. It's the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show. 28-7, Snowflake leading Marcos de Niza at intermission. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the casino. Okay, big scores to get you updated on, especially from the 4A conference. Canyon del Oro and Micah Mountain both down Tucson way. CDO leads 7-6 in the third quarter. Wow. The winner of that one still has a chance, you might think, of trying to sneak into the open division. Whether or not they want to, that's a whole other conversation. But it's important because Snowflake right now, number 17, though poised to potentially jump in on its own merit, but still number 17 and hopeful to try and if one of those teams is able to sneak in, one of these two teams right now, regardless of the outcome, might still have a chance to come in as number 17.
Yeah, these two teams, if this score holds up, these two teams are going to be right next to each other, but I think Snowflake will definitely be in front. So yeah, they're both rooting for those teams one of those teams to finish undefeated and perhaps sneak into that open, should they so desire.
Now, 3A, Blue Ridge and Payson, two teams that right now would be in state if the season had ended last week. But what's the score of that one?
21-6 was the last score we have at half. Blue Ridge is on top of that one.
Blue Ridge right now number 7 in the most recent rankings. Still have a ball game with Round Valley, which would not make state, I believe, if the season had ended last week. So they still have some opportunities to try to sneak up. But what do you think the ceiling is as far as what they could hope for the Yellow Jackets?
That game, I believe, is going to come down to that's going to be the region championship. Both those teams are going to be undefeated heading into that. And so that's going to be the region championship. That's going to be a much more important game for Round Valley, though, because I think Blue Ridge is in pretty much at this point, unless something crazy happens against Sholo next week. But Round Valley may need that victory to get into the state tournament, which I think is a little unjust. I think Round Valley is a very good team, and I think they just kind of hit some bad breaks, some bad timing early on in the year.
Now, if they don't make state at the 3A conference, might they be relegated back to 2A?
You would think. I don't. Trying to guess what the brain trust at the AIA decides.
That's a losing proposition.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste my brain power on that, but because you just the logic is not logical. I'll say it that way.
Yeah, number 3 ALA West Foothills trailing number 6 Sabino 20-7. That game's in Tucson. Other scores of note. There was one that you are going to think, why are you making a big deal of this one, Palmer? Well, I'll tell you. Seton is leading Gila Ridge 29-12. Wow. I believe Seton does not yet have a win. So any time that any of the Snowflake opponents is able to do something to help the Lobo Power points, that would be one of the big ones. Just to keep your eye on a couple of other things, Gilbert, I believe, has 3 very winnable games to complete its season. So anything that any of the opponents could do for the Lobos to try to give them a boost, that would be something that they would be all aboard for as we continue to scroll through here. And I think that might be, Push Ridge leading Coolidge 21-14, something that Blue Ridge might be interested in. And, we'll keep an eye on anything else as we're rounding out here the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, fishing gear. Go to Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the casino. 28-7. The Lobos have the lead and are scheduled to receive the opening kick to start the second half. We'll have it for you after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Emmett in for the Northwood Pioneer College kickoff. Marcos to NIZA trailing 28-7. You can see what kind of moxie they might have on the sideline trying to get something back.
I think it's,
Going to do a little bit of a squibber as this one's taking it to 25. This is Brimhall as he cuts it to the near side. He's got all sorts of room. He's at the 40, the 50, and eventually brought down by the horse collar at the 41.
That's not a penalty, huh?
I guess he never got his hands inside the shoulder pads, but that was a touchdown saving and knee-threatening attempt to stop that. Another special teams play by Snowflake.
And I don't know what happened to Andre Ortiz, but I think he just thought the play was over, and Brimhall just ran around him. He was the last man to contain, so that is not the way you wanted to start this half if you're Marcos NIZA.
Put it at the 43 of the Padres.
Interesting to see if Snowflake just goes with the ground attack here.
Got split backs. Fake the handoff. Bryant airmails this one and was looking for Baum or Tidwell. Kind of threw it between them both, but he was under a lot of pressure.
Well, that answers my question. Coach Solomon's like, 21-point lead, not enough. I mean, the clock is your enemy right now. You got to get this thing over with, and you've had success with the Reds. It's not like Snowflake hasn't been successful running the ball. They can still eat up chunk plays and keep the clock running.
Got a big one next week at Eastmark, though, so maybe
trying to practice some things.
2nd and 10. And this one to Turley. There's a little bit of penetration there by the Marcos front. Stops him after a 2-yard gain.
And see, this is the problem, is now you set yourself up a 3rd and long situation. Now you have to pass. Well, I shouldn't say you have to, but most likely you're going to pass. And Marcos and NIZA can pin their ears back a little bit and see if they can get to the quarterback.
Well, on the 41, I mean, if you get half of these, you set up 3rd and 4 around the 35, or 4th and 4. got everything spread out with Turley in the backfield. Baum being crowded by Alexander here on the right. Trips going in the other direction. And this is a passing situation where they dump this one over the top. Turley catches this one at the 40. Runs through a couple of men to get to the 35, and is very close to the Comfort Fit Denture yard marker, and I think they gave it to him.
But you see what I mean about Bryant? He's not crisp. That Turley had to make a great athletic play in order to come down with that, and it didn't allow him to get more yards. So they gave him the first down. Whoa.
No.
Okay, hold on. What? Something weird going on. But anyway, that's just not a very good pass by Bryant.
So they got that one spotted at just outside of the 33, but the fans are asking.
It's very, very close.
Well, they're gonna bring the measuring sticks out. I thought that the judge that was on the Snowflake sideline had that one spotted well beyond where the official on the far side.
Yeah, well,
but seemingly suggesting that he thought Turley had stepped out of bounds, but those are eagle eyes.
Yeah, from that side. I mean, you got a crown out there. I don't know. But it's going to be close. But they're going for it anyway. I don't know what. I mean, obviously you'll take the first down if you can get it, but you know you're going for it.
So it was 3rd and 8 from the 41, and they have that one just outside the 33. So in a vacuum, they'd be a couple of inches short.
Yeah.
Got to bring this one all the way to the near hash.
I think they're a hair short.
Stretch it out. That's not going to make the Snowflake faithful happy. They were already calling for a replay. I don't think they have that technology here. They got a nice press box, but
here's what I'm running right here. I'm going to run a double. I'm going to put the two, fake it to both backs in the backfield and let Bryant run it for the first down. There's going to be nobody the outside.
See, I thought you were going to say fake it to both backs, and then Tidwell's going to be in the end zone.
No. That's just dumb. Don't do that.
Last time that Marcos was in a situation like this, they had an awful lot of humanity on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they did.
1 minute into the second half, the Lobos going for it after a big return from Brimhall, and they get him into the neutral zone.
You could do that as well.
Now, talk about how Bryant had not been sharp as far as his passing goes, but he executed that one perfectly.
He did. I don't think the announcer needs to say anything about the Lobos' discipline, but again, this is high school football. Let's not homer too much. Anyway, but yeah, you can talk about the undisciplined, I guess, of Marcos de Niza.
Comfort Fit Denture first down. Hand this one to Rabin, who's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, but still able to force his way over the 25, all the way down to the 23, and picks up 5.
And again, I'm sure Coach is already talking to Lobo ball carriers, ball security. Rabin looked a little loose with that at times, running through that hole. So they've got to just hang out again. And again, like you said, they might be trying to work on some plays for next week, but one thing at a time, one game at a time. They got to take care of this one. I'm going to continue to run the ball. Marcos de Niza has not really been able to stop it all night.
Got split backs again with Rabin and Turley. Fake the handoff. Rabin looking to the left. Throw this one over the top where he's going to be had by Papa. Caught at the 5 and spun down just outside the goal line.
Well, and I will credit Snowflake coach's staff with one thing. They have not thrown it towards Alexander since that early first quarter. They realized that dude is for real defensively, and they're keeping it away from him. Picking on Dixon a little bit, and just a really good pass as I kind of gave Brian a little bit of the business for not being very accurate. That one was very accurate.
First and goal. Handoff. Turley. Was that Turley? Still without Aiden Kaur. So they're going to let Turley get the big carry as he brings that one in for his second score from 1 yard out, a Mountain Mobile Autoglass touchdown. And after the big return by Brimhall, it is now 1 extra point away from being a 35-7 ball game.
Yeah, that might put this one in the deep freeze. I know there's still a lot of time left in this one, but Marcos de Niza has not had anything to really hang their hat on that they could point to and go, okay, guys, we still have a chance here. I mean, you're going to say that, but they're not even coming after the extra point.
9:29 left in the third quarter. Snowflake with 35 unanswered going back to the first. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
Northland Pioneer College kickoff goes again into the end zone. Brown with, I believe that is his third touchback.
Yeah, he really has done a great job other than that first kickoff.
So the question becomes from the Marcos side is things are getting awfully close to a running clock. Melendez is going to answer that by coming off the sideline. He was getting knocked around with a fury as it was a passing situation after passing situation in the Snowflake defense.
I don't think they're leaving no surprise about what their game plan is here in the second half.
5 receivers set, empty backfield. Melendez, who's thrown for 133 yards, takes the snap, comes to the near side where it's going to be had by Johnson, and he's able to run away from a couple of players, get over the 30, and pick up a Comfort Fit Denture first down.
I don't know if they practice that spin thing, but Snowflake just tries to spin everybody instead of driving them into the ground. And these Marcos and NIZA guys are like, thank you. We're going to keep our feet moving, and we're going to maybe keep our balance and escape some of those because Snowflake's trying to whip them around and throw them down.
All the way out to the 34. So now, I believe that's Alexander who's going into the backfield. He's in the pistol formation as he gets the call. Slips 2 tacklers at the line of scrimmage, but brought down by the shoestring by Nichols, but still gains 3.
That's a big-time tackle there by Nichols because I don't think there was going to be much to stop Alexander until he got another 5-6 yards. So just a shoestringer there stops him at 3, and now he's
got 46 yards on 7 carries, but I think that some might argue just 7 carries, question mark, from Alexander as Antoine Anderson comes out. He is now going to operate from the pistol. It looks like that Alexander might be hobbled a little bit back there as they hand this one off to Anderson. He's got a big hole over the midfield where he puts his head down, loses the football, picked up by the Lobos. Nichols comes away with that one after the huge hit administered by Anderson. He loses the ball.
Wow. I mean, that's just a little bit of bad luck for Marcos tonight, too, because Anderson delivered a shot right there, but forgot about the ball. And I don't know. Yeah, we don't know if it was McCray that came up that took the punishment but caused the fumble.
I think that it just worked out that as Anderson was delivering the blow, he wound up putting that football right on McCray's helmet.
I agree. I think it's exactly what happened.
It's been that kind of night for the Padres.
Yep.
So now here come the Lobos, leading 35-7. Throw this one out. Papa looking for some blocking help. Is able to slip a tackle. And that's not a block in the back. It's a first down.
Wow. I don't know how they got away with that one.
Well, I guess they got that one right at the marker. It might be 2nd down and 1.
Bob shoved the would-be tackler right past Papa. Allowed Papa to pick up another 10 yards, but that's pretty amazing. Right in front of the official and right in front of the coaching staff of Marcos and NIZA, and nobody said anything.
It's chilly.
Maybe I'm crazy, but
I saw what you did.
Yeah.
Rabin and Turley on either side. Bryant, who's now thrown for 139 yards, drops back, now forced to flush to the left and throw this one out, and it's intercepted.
Oh my!
Picked off by one of the big men and brought down at the 45. Bryant.
The big fella. The only thing that would have been better.
Kataku?
The only thing that would have been better is if big fella would have run it back. But I mean, that's awful by Bryant, though, that you can't do that. I know you're up 35-7, but that's just I can't think of. I mean, that's like Zach Wilson territory right there. Just throw that.
Don't go there.
Just throw that. I mean, that's just crazy.
Don't go there.
I mean, there wasn't even a receiver anywhere near there, as evidenced by who caught it.
Kenyon Brewer comes out. He's carried the ball 4 times for 6 yards. 3 receivers going out to the right. Castro's in the middle. As Melendez tosses it to Brewer, and he cuts it up. Gets over the line of scrimmage and eventually brought down after an 8-yard gain. He's speedy.
As I said at halftime, Derek, the running game is still an option. That's not taking a ton of time off the clock if you'll run with some, get some pretty good tempo. Yeah, thank you, Mike. And get up to the ball and let's go. They can run the ball still, and they've been able to pick up good yardage with it.
Move the 3 receivers now to the left. Lone man on the far side is DJ Drew. He's got an awful lot of space as they turn instead. Give to Brewer, who's tripped up in the backfield. Now he is speedy, but he's a pretty little dude, and that time didn't take much to bring him down.
And I think his own man kind of got into him a little bit there, but Hall was the one who pushed the defensive lineman back into him. But I do like the tempo here from Marcos NIZA. Try to use that momentum from the interception and make something positive happen. You got some more important games to go the rest of this season.
Each side with a turnover now as Turner and Castro switch places, put Castro in the slot. Under 7 minutes to play in the third, trailing 35-7 after the Bryant interception. Going to fake the handoff, throw this one over the top where Burt Turner's going to come down with it. That was after McCray tried to jump and get in the way of that one, but couldn't do so, and it's a Comfort Fit Denture first down.
And we talked about that at halftime as well, why they haven't used Turner a little more often, maybe take a little heat off of Drew and spread that ball around. I mean, Turner has shown the ability to be able to hang on to the ball, and he showed it there as he went up big. He's a big tight end.
3 receivers off to the right. Move this one down to the 32 after the 10-yard gain. Fake the handoff. Melendez with time starts to run out. Tries to direct traffic and is going to lose this one. Now they're going to say it's incomplete.
So that one's got to be grounded.
I think that they're going to meet him halfway, say that he was winding up to try to get that one downfield, but White was there to get him from behind before he was able to uncork.
That's generous.
I thought it might be a more interesting conversation whether that was a fumble, because White really laid into him.
And so, the shots continue to pile up on Melendez, but he's staying in there.
4 receivers set. Lone man on the near side is Jamari Johnson. Brewer still the single back in the pistol. Gets the call, runs up the middle, is able to slip one tackler before he stood up by Greer, but fights his way out for a gain of 7 to make it a manageable third.
And it was a good time to run that because they had the 3 down linemen, did Snowflake, and nobody really in the secondary. Secondary was playing very soft. That allowed Brewer to get pretty deep into the secondary and set up a manageable 3rd down situation.
McCray hustles off the sideline to get into safety position. Throw this one out to Castro, who gets hit hard, but I think he had enough for the first down before. And it looks
well, it doesn't matter. They're going to go for it anyway. He's right at the marker. Looks like they're going to give it to him. But that's that weird coverage. The inside man on the trips formation, Snowflake doesn't really cover him over the top. They use the safety, but he's about 12 yards off.
Comfort Fit Denture first down with 5 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the third quarter, 35-7. Snowflake leading, but Marcos after the Bryant interception, marching. 2 receivers on either side. Melendez looking left the whole way. Pump fake, trying to get this one to Johnson, but it's incomplete. Both players were really jockeying with one another for position. That was Baum who was there.
Johnson really had a chance at that one, though. It was kind of a wounded duck out there, but Johnson still had a pretty good chance at it as we get a chance to replay. Hit right off of both of his hands.
Oh, that's not Bond. That's Woodside.
Yeah, Woodside on the coverage there, but Johnson really had a chance at it.
So
but
now,
again, run the ball.
They had a lot of success on this possession with Brewer. His run for 15 yards. But with another 4 receiver set, 2 on either side, Brewer the back. Going to drop back. Melendez this time looking over the middle. Now he's going to tuck it. Trying to make it. Slips one tackler, gets over the 20, and then brought down at the 10 by Bentley. But a nice job there by Melendez to pick up the Comfort Fit Denture first down.
Yeah, well, that's as good as a run. Let that defense get spread out, but he took a good shot there. Bentley kind of folded him over as he rolled with him a little bit. Young man is going to be very sore tomorrow.
The backup quarterback, I believe, is Leon, but
we haven't seen him.
No, and I'm wondering if he's healthy.
So now, again, I'm going to maybe try to let Brewer try to get this one in the end zone. Run him out to the far sideline where there's just one receiver.
It's 1st and goal. Melendez drops back, looking into the end zone. Now throws this one to the back where it's going to be off the crossbar, looking for Drew, but incomplete.
Yeah, that's one that you got to throw to. You got to find Turner if you're going to run that route. Drew, not the tallest guy out there. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to run that trip set. I'm going to bring Turner over the middle, let Drew go to the corner, and draw some defense away and leave that middle of the field open for Turner to come across.
Melendez, who just ran for that first down, with the only player in the backfield with 5 receivers coming out across the line of scrimmage, instead looking to throw this one, get this one out to Johnson, slips one, tackler, puts the straight arm up, and then spins into the end zone for the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown from 10 yards out.
Well, great job again by Marcos de NIZA runners after the catch of shedding tacklers. Snowflake, just not being very sure tackling so far tonight. And Marcos de NIZA finally takes advantage of it, throwing it out into the flat and letting Johnson try to run for it.
Oh, yeah, we got eyes on the backup quarterback who's on crutches. So
Melendez
as Emmett's extra point attempt is up and good. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Couple of turnovers, but it is the Padres are able to utilize theirs to get some points, but now trail 35-14. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Northwood Pioneer College kickoff was an attempted onside that didn't make it 10 yards and then hooked back and wound up just going 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage.
That's always frustrating as a coach. You have a kicker who all he does is kick, and you gotta. I know it's not your field and everything, but you gotta try to execute a little bit better than that.
Now the Lobos got a little sloppy. Bryant now 9 of 17 for 139 yards, but under pressure threw an interception. Also have a couple of fumbles that they got to deal with, so they got a couple of things they can work on, despite being up by 21 here in the closing moments of the third quarter.
There you go.
Who had a couple of those fumbles. Turley keeps 2 hands on the football, runs over the 35, and has a good 7-yard pickup on first.
And that's exactly what let's go right, let's go left, let's go right, and ball security. You still gotta get in the end zone, but you're gonna run some time off the clock. You're gonna get this game into the fourth quarter. You can try to work on stuff, but this is something you have to work on too, putting games away.
Put it out to the 35. Clock ticks under 4 minutes to play. Second down, and they're calling it a very long 2 as they fake the handoff to Turley, but give to Rabin, and he is bottled up by 3 Padres for a loss of 1. Jillian Jones there with the stop.
Yeah, Jillian Jones, not a name we've talked about a lot tonight, but right there they read that one very well. And so I think Marcos de NIZA, every now and then they do read the pulling tackle pretty well and just step up into that hole a little bit, as a Lobo lineman probably missed a block down there. Actually
lost 2 on that play, so now 3rd down and 4. Got Papa and Baum coming out wide to the right. That must mean Tidwell is all alone on the left. Instead, the handoff goes Rabin. Tried to make somebody miss, but instead Jones doesn't bite on the fake. And it makes it 4th down and 4 after no gain.
Well, all of a sudden, Julian Jones has decided to show up tonight and has made his presence felt on the defensive side. And so Snowflake, again, got to try to figure out what they're doing. They're gonna punt, or they're gonna go for a field goal here.
I think they're punting, and I think this is a good decision. There's probably going to be an instance when the season flips over into state that they're going to need to try to pin somebody.
Well, I'm taking a delay of game for sure.
So they got this one on the 36 of Marcos.
Or they're going to try to get an offsides.
Marcos right now not biting. Brown takes the snap.
Okay.
Softly puts this one up, bounces at the 10, and the coverage is going to, don't get greedy. Stop this one at the 1.
Don't get greedy is right, though, Derek. Boy, they got the touchback. They got touchback.
It's a net gain of 16.
It's a 20. Are they listening to us?
They would have better options, I'm sure.
So yeah, but good punt though. He did the job. It hit dead. Brown hit it dead, and then they just didn't stop it at the 3. They wanted the 1.
In the high school ranks, as soon as that ball crosses the goal line, that's it, right?
Yeah, it's over.
Can't see any of the hot potato that you see on Sunday. So now the Padres, who just had a pretty impressive scoring drive, coming back out. Melendez looking left. Has Johnson, slips away from one tackler, that comes back to the line of scrimmage, gets over the 25, and then pushed out of bounds. And they're fortunate they're not putting another 15 on that one, but it's a comfort fit denture first down.
This is what's always kind of maddening from our perspective is why didn't we see this a little more often early on? They went for a lot of home runs. They ran some razzle-dazzle, trick plays. Run the ball, throw the quick pass, march the ball down the field.
Going with tempo, all alone on the near side, Drew. Now a little bit of pressure shown by Snowflake. Still enough time to flip this one out to Castro. It picks up one block to get to the 35. Splits a tackler at the 40. Gets to the 45 and has another comfort fit dentures first down. Big pickups equaling 26 yards on the first 2 plays of this sequence.
Well, and this is, you got Snowflake has done this. They're doing this to themselves. They've come out with a little nonchalant attitude after the first score, and now if they're not careful, it's going to be a 2-score game.
Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. 4 receivers set. Lone back still Brewer. He had all the reps in the last series. He's back out there for this one. Haven't put it in the ground yet as they start the option. Short pitch coming to the near side. But, he slips one tackler. He gets to midfield and still on his feet as he gets to the 45. Very close to a first down. A nice slippery move there along the line of scrimmage. And Marcos has found a little bit of something on offense.
And one of the things their receivers do a very good job of is they block down the field for their guys. And the running backs use those blocks. They set those blocks up pretty well. So again, Snowflake's got to get a little stiffer backbone here.
2nd down and 3. Only gained 7. Still in the pistol is Brewer. 3 receivers going out wide right. Johnson, the lone man, on the left. Now Brewer goes out, try to set up a screen where they're going to get this one to Drew, but it was low and he couldn't haul it in. I think that he might have had an awful lot to work with if that had been executed.
Yeah, that had danger written all over it for Snowflake. They dodge a bullet there. And see, this is the problem for Marcos NIZA. Now Drew wants out of the game because he's unhappy that the ball didn't get to him. They're saying, you're staying in. You don't get plays off when you almost make a play.
Now an awful lot of options on 3rd and 3. Turner, Castro, and Drew going out wide right. Brewer in the backfield. Now moves off to the right side as they start the option pitch. Brewer catches this one and accelerates to the 45, to the 40. Still on his feet as he gets to the 30 and eventually brought down, but not before he picks up a comfort fit denture first down. McCray was there.
Well, I really am at a loss for words because I feel like Marcos NIZA could have been running the ball all night against the Snowflake defense, especially since they went back to the 3-man front. I'm surprised they haven't brought the 4th lineman back in because that did seem to stem the tide at least a little bit against the run. But they are electing to go with the 3-4 look. They are blitzing a linebacker, but that doesn't help very much against the run.
Brewer with 49 yards here in the third quarter. 30 seconds left as it's 1st and 10 from the Snowflake 22. Throw this one out to Castro, who's got some blockers as he gets to the sideline, gets to the 10 before he's eventually pushed out of bounds by McCray, but it's a Comfort Fit Denture first down and 1st and goal with 20 seconds to play in the third.
Boy, if you think about it, Marcos and NIZA has probably run about 4 plays over and over again here in this second half and put together 2 pretty good drives with it. They're giving their athletes room and space, and they're running the ball. And Snowflake has not had an answer for that. And again, this is something that I feel like has traditionally been a problem for Snowflake, is they get a little comfortable once they get leads, perhaps arrogant, and it comes back to bite them in the fourth quarter.
1st and goal, 35-14 as Castro goes in motion. Fake the handoff, looking to the near side where it's caught by Johnson. He's in the end zone for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown from 8 yards out, and it's just a 2-score ball game.
We got ourselves a ball game.
Well, yeah, that's a good point, Mike. The snap has been much better here in the second half. They could have been practicing that in the locker room. Who knows? But now we'll see, Derek. Will the fourth quarter altitude and coldness become a factor, as I'm pretty sure it did at the end of the second quarter? But right now, boy, the momentum and the energy has flipped sidelines again as Snowflake looking a little stunned on their side of the ball.
Emmett in to attempt an extra point. Low snap, but it's blown dead. As it looked like there was a bit of disjointedness on both sides of the ball. Didn't see a flag come out.
Yeah, the far side judge is the one who stopped the play, and so we'll see what the. But again, no flag came out. Oh, jeez.
Okay, so
we'll try that.
Line it up.
Try that again.
Emmett in to try to make this a 35-21 ball game as he puts it up, and good. 13 seconds remain. It looked as if the Lobos were going to have an opportunity to get the clock to run, but now it's 2 scores unanswered by Marcos to NIZA, and it all started with that Brennan Bryant interception.
You are absolutely correct. You know, anytime an defensive lineman gets an interception, that just raises the excitement to a whole nother level. And exactly what happened for Marcos to NIZA. But they've also simplified their offense. We haven't seen a pass more than 10 yards down the field almost this whole second half.
Now, you talk about potential elements of fatigue. I tell you, the unit that should not be fatigued at all is the Marcos to NIZA defense, because the Lobos haven't run many plays here in the third quarter. Well, I don't know how many of these guys are going both ways, but...
Well, you know, Julian Jones is the one linebacker who has made some plays defensively, and he doesn't play on offense. So he's rested up over there. He's going to be ready to go on the defensive side. We'll see if he can make some noise. But Snowflake has the opportunity to put this away.
Uh-oh. That's a live ball. And it's a live ball, and Raven was able to fall on it.
That's a pretty good onside kick. See, that's all I have to do. I just have to talk negatively about somebody. I gave the kicker a hard time last time, and boom, he comes right back with a unorthodox onside kick, but almost worked out in the Padres' favor.
That's Shane Ellett, not Emmett. I beg your pardon. Ellett family.
Yeah, then you get. Now I just said he did a good job, and the next kick's going to be 2 yards.
10 seconds left here in the third. Snowflake's lead has been cut in half. Here is Bryant. Split backs on either side. Gives to Turley. Gets through that first round of defenders to get it over the 30 and eventually brought down after he gained 7. So a nice job by the Snowflake rushing attack to send it into the fourth quarter. But now it's the Lobos that really need to put together a big drive as they try to get the big win. It would potentially flip the script as far as Marcos and Snowflake's position in the rankings going into the final weeks of the season. Right now, though, the Lobos lead 35-21 going into the final period of play. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on NightTalk1067.com.
Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So call them today to schedule a complimentary exam at 928-537-7775 or visit them at BeelerOrtho.com. Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Right back to Turley to start the fourth quarter as he bounces off one tackler, then comes along the 40, turns it up at the 50, and then gets out of bounds, but before he picks up a Comfort Vindenture first down. But a big, strong run there by Turley to gain 22.
Now the coach just got to tell him, don't run out of bounds. Take that back into the contact, and that way the clock starts after they set the sticks. But yeah, as we talked about in break, Derek, why would you even consider throwing a pass at this point? And we'll see if their pride gets the better of them. But I'm going to protect Bryant. He's not even going to sniff contact the rest of the way. Turley has rebounded tremendously from his turnovers and is running the ball very well here in the second
112 half. Yards on 10 carries for the big running back. He's on the left. Bryant has Rabin on his right. Handoff again, goes Turley. This time he gets to the right side, gets to the second level, gets to the 30. He's carrying the ball with two hands as he gets brought down all the way out to the 10. A gain of 39 yards, a Comfort Vindenture first down. And with the echoes of two fumbles ringing in his head, had he gone ahead and been a little bit more loose with that thing, he might have been able to get the burst to get into the end zone.
Well, I know the PA announcer is listening to us, but maybe the coaches up here are as well, because why would you do anything differently? I mean, if you want to bring in your second unit when there's under 5 minutes left and you got your second string quarterback out there and you want him to get a few passes off, that's fine.
151 yards on 11 carries for Turley. This time it's going to be Rabin. Gets a little crease as he goes to the right side. Gets popped as he gets to the goal line. Ooh. Down at the 1.
Looked like he fell forward in the end zone, but I know we're a long ways up here.
Okay. Once again, the Lobos are going to start a play with the ball, the nose of the football right at the goal line, as you can see from that great shot there. As the handoff this time, Rabin, no signal, I don't think it doesn't look like he got it.
So now, do they have one thing Snowflake doesn't have is they don't have a big back.
Well, they don't have Kaur, who is suffering from a knee injury that he endured against Seton when they lost Chase Jones.
They need that big back to be able to get in there and just plow ahead, as you said. Yeah, Kaur coming in at 185.
Turley's a big dude, so let's see if he gets the call on 3rd and an inch. No, they're going to throw it.
Oh, geez.
Drop this one off. We're going to get Rabin at the goal line. It's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown from 1 inch out.
I have no comment.
That is Rabin's first receiving touchdown, his second touchdown on the day. And the Lobos are able to respond after Marcos NIZA scored 2 straight, 2 unanswered. Make it now potentially 42-21 with Brown back out. Whoa, high snap. Pressure.
Oh.
It's away. And good. 10 minutes and 13 seconds left. 42-21, the Lobos lead. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Turner.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Northern Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northern Pioneer College. You pay the lowest tuition in the state as Drew has that one dive before it gets to him. That's going to allow the Snowflake coverage to keep him from getting to the 20. A very good kick there by Brown.
Yeah, I don't know if he practiced that or not, but put some spin on that one and checked it up at about the 5. So Blue Ridge on top of Payson, 38-13 at the end of 3. Scoring update.
All right, 10:07 left. This ball game has been long-lasting.
It has been.
First chilly Friday of the season.
Too much passing.
There's been an awful lot of stuff.
Too much bad passing. Bad passing stops the clock.
Empty backfield getting ready here for Melendez, who's thrown for 218 yards. A little bit of pressure being shown by the Lobos as he's going to have time. Drops this one up, picked off. That's Lerma, who's going to walk into the end zone for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass pick 6.
Lerma has been the consistent one on the defense side of the ball all night, and he said, "Yeah, we've seen this play a few times, and we're gonna stop this one right here." And he jumped that route. He's been giving it up all night, and just trying to keep it in front of him, but this time steps in front and really picked off a pretty tough ball.
They're trying to get it to Drew, and Melendez, fans who may not be familiar with the game, we're looking at that was just a 3-yard out, but he actually had to throw that thing about 15 yards to get it there. It's not an easy pass on a timing route. As here's Brown trying to make it 49-21, does so.
And it just took too long.
So is that the biggest thing? Was there pressure that was being shown that he was reading? Or
there wasn't pressure. Lerma just he's been playing soft all night on it and just kind of baited him into it. I think he really has done I've been questioning the coverage, but maybe that's why they do it, because that way he's hard to read. And Melendez thought he had it open, and Lerma was right there.
So 49-21, 9:59 to go. The Lobos got an awful lot of heroes. Was it Lerma who had the 98-yard return, or was that Papa? Brown's had a big day. This will make for his 8th kickoff. Combine that with 7 extra points, 2 punts. Got a new quarterback getting ready here for the Lobos. As this one just puts a foot to it, and Davis is going to watch that one sail into the end zone. That, I believe, is his 4th touchback.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Even that last kickoff, even though it wasn't a touchback, was still placed in just the right spot. Okay, so now Snowflake has regained control. They've had a little focus. Now, can they maintain it? Can they finish the deal here?
Lerma, who had the 19-yard pick 6, getting ready, coming off on the near side. Who's this joining him?
I think that is,
Woodside.
Woodside, yeah.
Again, given an awful lot of space over there to DJ Drew. As Melendez takes the snap, looking in this direction where Brewer has that one thrown behind him. He can't come down with it, and it falls incomplete.
Boy, I couldn't tell if that was maybe intended for Drew, but Brewer just was running in the exact same spot. So, wow, the band starting the goodbye song a little early.
Well, 4 touchdowns, 10 minutes.
Yeah, but just usually you wait till it's under 5 or something like that. But
maybe this is their new thing. They're going to taunt for 10 minutes.
Yeah, maybe so.
Have this song played in their nightmares. As this one thrown toward the far hash, it's going to fall incomplete, intended for Turner.
Boy, he's been sure-handed most of the night, although not targeted a whole lot. But credit the defender on that one. I think that's might be a backup, number 26. No name on that one.
3rd down and 10. Now, historically, this is where the Padres got the Lobo defense right where they want them. 3rd and long. Good snap. Melendez drops back with time, throws this one to the far sideline where Castro might have come down with it.
He dropped it.
Nope.
No, that wasn't.
Incomplete pass.
Castro just dropped it. He had the space and just might have been a hair underthrown, and Castro couldn't go down and get it. So let's see, are they going to punt? Yeah, they're going to punt it away.
Brimhall, the only man back. So a little bit of a deviation here. The Lobos had previously been sending Papa back with them.
Yeah, I think they got some backups in, so they're going to try to set up the return a little bit more than get to.
Drew with another short kick.
That
one takes a good Marcos bounce back into Snowflake territory. He's been doing an awful lot of punting between his 5-yard line and goal line. That one, a little bit of pressure. Looked like it might get a little saucy, but instead a pretty good bounce.
Well, and again, we saw Marcos and NIZA get away from what worked for them the last 2 drives. They didn't run the ball at all during that last drive, that last 3 and out. And I think that kind of hurt them a little bit. But maybe they're going to learn some stuff from this one. They have put up some points quickly. They just haven't done it consistently.
A lot of new faces here for the Lobos. Jet Smith is one of 2 players in the backfield. Christian Smith is also coming out to the near side. Bending backwards after the run, Tyler Perry. As the quarterback is Carson Claridge. So with 9 minutes and 15 seconds left, got the second unit out there for the Lobos.
I'm tempted to say we're not going to see a pass, but I know better.
Landon Clare splits wide right with Christian Smith, the lone man on the near side. Hand this one off to Smith as he's able to get some space going to the right side, gets over midfield, and then falls down at the 47, very close to a Comfort Fit Dentures first down. Instead, marked a yard short.
He's got to work on his namesake a little bit, though. I mean, Jet Smith's your name. You got to pick up that first down right there. He was all about ball security, though, and a little harder to run with 2 hands on the ball, but that's the better approach at this point in the game.
8.5 left, 49-21 Snowflake leading. Continuing with Smith and Perry in the backfield on either side. As now they fake the handoff, going to throw this one over the top, but it's airmailed and incomplete. The question is, do they go for it on 4th and 1?
What are you doing? You've just run the ball, no problem. 3rd and 1, and you throw it with your backup quarterback. What in the world?
They got to give him a rep.
No, they don't. He's never going to see the field again when it matters.
Next year.
Unless he has to, I suppose. But, yeah. I mean, you're right. He will learn something from that. He airmailed the receiver by 10 yards, so he will learn something from that.
I don't know if the Lobos have enough men out there.
There's no way. 5, 6, 7, 8. No, they only got 10. They're missing a personal protector.
And they'll take a timeout to correct. 8:15 left in the 4th. 49-21, the Lobos lead. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Fumbles the punt, but he's able to recover it, so pretty good kick there by Brown. Is going to leave Marcos with this possession starting on its own 20. Canyon del Oro now leads Micah Mountain 17-15. They're in the fourth quarter of that one. What's our last Blue Ridge score?
38-13 was the last one. I will see if we have any updates on that one.
Sabino leads ALA West Foothills 28-14.
Some JV guys, some second string guys for Blue Ridge getting in. Owen Larson just scored to make it 44-13.
Continue scrolling through here. They're in the third quarter. Seton Catholic leads Gila Ridge 42-18. Seton getting a win would very much help these Lobos. As back comes Melendez, throws this one. Castro catches this one off his back shoulder, and then as he's trying to spin away from a couple of tacklers, he gets hit hard, but picks up 5 in so doing. Hey, Sholo 20, Monument Valley 14.
Okay.
That's a final.
Oh, yeah, because they're an hour ahead right now.
Seven and a half minutes to play coming up on this 2nd and 5. Holbrook leading Red Mesa at halftime 34-6. As Castro catches this one, going to the far side, goes over the 30, has a Comfort Fit denture first down. Morenci at halftime was leading Fountain Hills 35-0. Apache Junction, one of the final 3 opponents for Snowflake, was losing to Coconino 65-14.
That sounds about right.
Woof.
Coconino's pretty good. Now they're going to run it? I still like to see him run it.
Got Brewer in the backfield. He's in the pistol. 1st and 10. Drops back. Melendez, who's thrown for an awful lot, now going to run. Goes to the far sideline, gets over the 35, and then runs out of bounds at the 40. How about this one? Number 1, Liberty. I know this is not a smaller conference, but still, we have, the 3 of us, a reason to feel something about it. Liberty beating South Point Catholic 49-0.
That's how the mighty have fallen.
No, well, you got 2 D1 prospects there in the front 7, and apparently we're not making their presence felt.
Yeah.
Push Ridge leading Coolidge 31-20.
Could be a second-round opponent for the Yellow Jackets if things kind of stay.
Push Ridge?
Yeah, Push Ridge.
And now a timeout taken by the Lobos after Melendez didn't make it to the 40. He was at the 35. 6:55 to go. 49-21. The Lobos lead. It is Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Who sells the number 1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
After Snowflake uses its second timeout. Just under 7 minutes to go. 2nd and 5, 49-21. Lobos have started bringing in many new faces.
They brought in an extra lineman defensively.
Right now you got Brimhall as well as I think Jet Smith deep. As Melendez off his back foot throws this one out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't know. Was there a receiver over there?
Smith, a 5'8" junior who just got some time at the running back position, got another new number coming out. Here is Joshua Orr is now moving out to the far side to replace Baum. So a lot of new faces here for the Lobos. 3rd and 5. Marcos de Niza still has its first unit out there, so a great teaching opportunity because there's some good athletes out there for this second unit to keep in front of them. As Melendez drops back, looking to the near side, finds Turner, runs away. No, he does not. A nice job there with Brimhall bringing him down, but not before he gains 7 and a Comfort Fit Dentures first down.
That was a good tackle because I think Turner thought he had gotten free, and Brimhall able to just get that shoelace.
Brimhall, one who sees a little bit more time than most of these other guys, but for example, the aforementioned Jet Smith, who is 135 pounds, trying to bring down Turner. That's quite a task as they're trying to set up a screen, get this one to Drew, but he is surrounded and brought down for a short gain of 4.
Well, at least they executed it a little bit better. They've tried it. I think it's the 3rd time that they've tried it, and it's really the first completion I think they've had to Drew. They've also run it to Castro, but it's actually a nice design. I kind of like it. They take Castro out into the flats in a motion situation and bring Drew back the other way.
Under 6 minutes to play. Again, Snowflake checked in this week at 17 and Marcos 14. We've got an awful lot of other ball games that you got to factor into it, but it seems as if worst case scenario, the Lobos looking at flipping that as Castro catches that one going to the far sideline, cuts it back and gets to the 40 in Snowflake territory. A Comfort Fit Dentures first down.
He should have gone out of bounds. He still would have had enough for the first down. Would have saved some precious seconds, perhaps, because they're gonna. Oh, they still have the clock running. That's interesting.
Oh, maybe he didn't get out.
Well, no, but that first down, they should have stopped the clock.
Oh, 28 points in the 4th quarter. Maybe that's the rule. It's 35.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's objecting.
No, nobody said anything.
Melendez drops back 7 yards. Now going to the far sideline where he flips that one out of bounds.
Yeah, Melendez just he's getting so much pressure. He's not able to really scan the field. He's got guys open, but he just can't see them because he's just running for his life. Now, part of that is his own fault because he doesn't step up in the pocket. He tries to run to the outside of the pocket where he feels like he can see.
Brewer continuing to get all the work in the backfield. I think Alexander might be playing through something.
Yeah, he's playing on the defensive side still.
Come up to offer some blocking help as Melendez rolls to the right, flips this one over the top where he's got it into the zone. Find Drew, who fumbles the football, and there the Lobos. Oh, they cannot.
That's a break for Drew because he hasn't had a great attitude tonight, and while he tried to make something happen there, almost cost his team some great field position.
Got it in the red zone.
That's a nice pass, though. I mean, we've seen Melendez make some good throws and then some really bad ones, and so hopefully the young man continues to try to learn.
He's getting close to 300 yards.
I mean, he's a senior, so yeah, he's probably equaling his numbers per game are going to go up quite a bit. We'll say that.
Trips to the left. Now moving in that way in the backfield, Brewer again offering some blocking help as they roll the pocket in that direction. Now he's over the line of scrimmage, but it's intercepted. Flag comes out late, but I think that's an illegal forward pass that Snowflake is not inclined. Woodside's got the interception.
As I just mentioned, Melendez has thrown some really good balls, and then he's thrown some really bad ones, and that was one of the bad ones. Held on to it as long as he could.
Now, does margin of victory come into play at all when they use the computer to determine the rankings?
They say it does not. Max Preps has gone out of its way to say that margin of victory does not play into things. So,
not Max Preps or the AIA? Is that
Max Preps has said it. Well,
do they use Max Preps formula to determine
through
the
the AIA? Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, this has got to be one of the longest games.
Now, and the reason for that is they're trying to prevent somebody from
running it up, yeah. Like Coconino did tonight. Sometimes it can't be helped, I understand.
No. All right, back out there for the Lobos. Claridge from the shotgun. Hands this one off, and a nice little run there.
And Alexander is back in there defensively.
Tyler Perry gains 9 to get a little separation from the goal line. 4.5 minutes. Perhaps what the thought process is there, if Alexander's only got so many snaps, need him on the defensive side.
Yeah, for sure.
But we have been impressed by his running game.
Yeah, I think the injury definitely hurt tonight because he didn't get as many. He didn't get any offensive snaps hardly in the second half.
Perry gets another call, tries to get this one over the 15, but Turner's there to stop him. Does he have enough for the first down?
I think he has it.
Comfort Fit Denture first down as the chains are moved.
It'll be interesting. Now, see, now they stop the clock, and now they run it again, but they did stop it momentarily. It'll be interesting to see if Marcos and NIZA uses any timeouts, or if they're just going to let this one run out. I'm sure Snowflake will just run the ball, right?
Give this one to Jet Smith, who gets to the right side but stopped for no gain.
I said that with sarcasm.
In
case you couldn't tell.
Don't know what you mean.
Yeah. But I do like the fact that they got these younger guys in here because they're running hard. You know, you still got the starting defense over there for Marcos and NIZA. They're some big boys, and these backups for Snowflake are going in, and they're running right into the teeth of that defense and still running hard, trying to make something positive happen. If Marcos and NIZA decides not to call any timeouts, one more first down should end this one.
Yeah. 2nd and 10, Claridge from the shotgun, and gets him into the neutral zone.
Ooh, I don't know. Yep, they're gonna give him.
Second time that a Snowflake quarterback has been able to induce that kind of movement.
I almost thought one of the Snowflake guys flinched a little bit. He might have been after the fact.
So make it 2nd down and 5. And this, nope, false start, move it right back.
That does not help the clock run.
So next week, the Lobos at Eastmark. We're hoping to bring that one to you. Can't make it official quite yet.
That should be a good game.
After that, Apache Junction, we just gave you their returns from today, and then Sierra Linda.
That's why we may not be bringing you that game.
TBD.
What do you got?
That alternatively might be Round Valley at Blue Ridge.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
We'll see what they're trying to figure out. I don't know if they got a equipment issue or something. But they're calling. What is that?
Maybe the ball? Maybe the Snowflake was playing with Marcos' ball, or now what?
No, they called a penalty, a 5-yard penalty, but maybe a substitute. It might be an equipment penalty, yeah. Wait, now they're moving it back. Hey, I know. Let's make this game go longer.
They're hourly.
Oh, maybe it's a warning. Maybe it's an equipment warning, and that's why the ball doesn't actually move.
All right, clock running, 2:22. Receivers on either side. Claridge from the gun. With pressure being shown, hands it off, and into the teeth of the Padre defense goes, I think that was Perry, it was. And he's brought down for no gain. 2 minutes to go.
I would say Marcos and he's not going to call any timeouts.
Not that this means anything. It's just an interesting observation. Marcos came on ordinary school buses. Usually you see teams coming up with a charter situation.
For Valley schools?
Yeah. Not that that means anything, just an observation.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Palatial Seton Catholic bus. Wanted to move out of my house and into it. As here a pass is going to be nearly picked up by Turner. It was thrown a little low and behind him, and he couldn't haul it in, but it stops the clock with 1 minute and 31 seconds left.
Turner has held on to much tougher balls than that. That one just a little below his waist, but I think he got a little excited. He could not come up with that one. Oh, he's going to he's going to hear about that one maybe by Wednesday. It's going to be a little fresh early on, but are we going to punt from this formation?
Now, we've seen Brown able to softly drop it inside the 10. Nearly had a very nice pin job. Is there a timeout will be taken by the Lobos?
Lobos have to call timeout.
Is this a difficult opportunity here for him when he's going to be inclined to really try to wind up and kick this thing with all of his might? And frequently you see with punters, it doesn't usually work out that way when they're trying to do it.
Well, and the other thing is he's not very deep. I don't know why he's not the full 15 yards deep or 14 yards deep. He's about 9 or 10. So I don't know. I'm obviously something they practice. And obviously this is a big, issue you have in these games is you got all these young guys, and so they're out there showing guys where they're supposed to be right now in their timeout. Because these guys obviously have not worked. They probably don't work a lot of snaps together. So they had to line them up on the sideline. Now they send them back out. At least they have 11, so that's something. But see, he's 8 yards deep. And no personal protector, really. I mean, he's got one. So this is something. Oh, and Marcos didn't bring a rush.
Drew's able to fall on that one at the 46 of Snowflake. So Marcos to NIZA, which at this point, I don't know. Do you call this Snowflake's best win? They're gonna finish the year with Lake Havasu, Eastmark, and at Poston Butte.
Who is?
Marcos.
Oh, okay.
So Lake Havasu just 1-5, but then Eastmark and Poston Butte is Blue Ridge gets a 44-13 win over Payson.
And I thought that game would be a little closer. Payson's a very physical team.
And they beat Round Valley, didn't they? Or did Round Valley win that one?
Round Valley beat them, but it was close.
Yeah, something in a pitcher's duel.
Yeah. Well, moral victory time for Marcos and NIZA. Try to get one more into the end zone, run some 2-minute offense as they bring in oh no, that's still Melendez.
Nice toss. He gets that one to Turner at the 30.
Now Turner catches it.
He had to elevate for that one, though. But Melendez, when he is going straight down the field, he's got a pretty good arm.
Yeah, but just the consistency. Like if my guess is this next one might not be very good. But that was a good one.
Two receivers on either side. As he's looking this time a little bit more laterally, gets that one to Johnson, spins away from one tackler, still on his feet as he gets over the 20 to the 15. A flag is out here on the near side of the line of scrimmage, though, with 58 seconds left. Oh. Right now everybody's moving upfield, but
hold the phone. This one's I imagine it's got to go against Marcos Denise. Holding from the side, Judge. What? That's got to be from the coaching staff. There's no way a side judge calling a holding in the pocket. That's interesting. Very interesting.
See if we might have a replay for you, though. No replay.
Well, again, just indicative of the night for Marcos Denisa. They have not played, I don't think, as poorly as the score shows. They've definitely had some bad breaks. Why is the clock running? When he stepped out of bounds and it was a penalty.
No, it's 9:33. I think
that's why.
Here's Johnson again with an opportunity as he runs away from one tackler, then gets out of bounds at the 25. So they get all of the yards back from the hold and then some. 38 seconds left, though.
Well, you still got about 3 or 4 opportunities to try to put this in the end zone. You might have to pick up one first down to keep the drive alive, but I'm throwing me a jump ball to Drew here in a second. Especially, he's got a younger guy, presumably, defending him.
Here's Melendez dropping back at the 35, now flush, rolling to the left. And he's going to take that one out of bounds toward the yard marker on the 20. After Poston Butte lost to Snowflake last week, they fell down to 28th in the most recent rankings. Got got a bye, and then at Apache Junction, Gila Ridge, Marcos, NIZA. So if absolutely nothing else, it looks like a couple of wins, something that should help the Lobos. And then a big game to potentially try to sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah,
against Marcos.
You gotta take your destiny into your own hands and just make sure you get as many wins as possible. This is a good win though for them, and gives them some confidence, I hope, going into the Eastmark game. They had a little problem there in the third quarter, but
ball's loose, but picked up by Brewer, who's still, man, he's a fighter.
Well, now you might as well call timeout.
Clock stopped with 14.8 seconds left.
Yeah, we got a first down. Well, you might as well take a timeout now.
You go. No, they don't have any left according to the scoreboard.
No, they got 3.
Oh, right. I'm looking at the wrong side. Doy. But I think that's how it's going to end. Marcos NIZA allows the clock to run out. 49-21 will be our final. We'll start wrapping it up after this. It's Sholo for its presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So call them today to schedule a complimentary exam at 928-537-7775 or visit them at BeelerOrtho.com. Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile.
Final score at Snowflake 49-21. The Lobos have now won 5 straight since opening the season 0-2. Going to finish the year at Eastmark, at Apache Junction, home with Sierra Linda. That's going to be a couple of, or one tough game and a couple that you'd think are going to line up in Snowflake's way. So they were able to come through against one team that is already in the top 16 and now have a team that is in the top 10 this week. Could it go so far as to say, Mike Granillo, that the next week is the Snowflake season?
Absolutely. I mean, Apache Junction is not going to pose much of a threat to Snowflake, and so, Eastmark, boy, that's a opportunity to really get yourself in a better position. Now, unfortunately for Snowflake, all the teams that are in front of them are good teams, and you got to figure they're going to win a lot of those games unless there's any head-to-head competition in there. And so, how much are they going to be able to move up? I don't know, but, my guess is if they can beat Eastmark, they might be in that 10 to 12 range, and that's not a bad place to be. Anything can happen, especially if you can, obviously host a first-round game, get somebody to come up to the elevation, get some momentum in the playoffs, and See what you can do again.
Let's take care of our housekeeping business, especially the Horn Auto Center drive of the game. I'm going to throw out the, what was it, a 75-yard drive that wound up giving Snowflake a lead it would not relinquish, that came after the 3-and-out, that came after the 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. But do you have a better option?
I really liked their first scoring drive of the second half, because that was kind of the one that sealed the deal for them. But then the one that I think is even more important was the answer to the 2 touchdowns that Marcos and NIZA had in the second half, because it was starting to not necessarily slip away, but it was certainly going in the wrong direction. And I thought Snowflake put together a very good drive right there, a very fundamental drive, and ate a little bit of clock and really put the nail in the coffin for
Kenton
them.
Turley, who finished with 151 yards, had about 51 on that drive you're just referencing. So fundamental indeed. As he rebounded nicely after he fumbled his first 2 carries and wound up having a huge day for the Lobos. So that will be your Horn Auto Center drive of the game. Now, I might have already spilled the beans on the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. But what do you got?
There's no doubt that kickoff return by Papa really just changed the complete complexion of this ball game. When you kind of thought Snowflake could be in trouble here tonight, they completely turned the tables off of that and rode that one to victory.
So that the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Call 1-888-GLASS-MAN. What you got?
Well, I really think there was a gang tackle on Melendez here on the near sideline by 3 different guys, and that was pretty earth-shattering, especially in Melendez's world. And from that play on, he really struggled once the pressure came. He was very gun-shy because he took some punishment on that one. He was in some pain. And I think that one was led by Ethan Christensen on that. So I'm going to give that the hit of the game.
That the Deemer's Glass shattering hit of the game. Again, if you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. When you need quality glass at affordable prices, call 1-888-GLASS-MAN. Is in addition to Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Horn Auto Center. We thank all of our sponsors, including Ace Hardware that gives us our keys to the game, Northland Pioneer College that sponsors the kickoff, Comfort Fit Dentures with the first down knowledge, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store sponsoring the halftime show. For RJ, the technical director, Mike Granillo, Mike Caldwell, Robin, the anniversary man, and Ethan Corbin and Lizzie on the cameras. I'm Derek Palmer. This has been your Short Lower Forward presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopenicky Communication Station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.